This episode of Comedy Bang Bang is brought to you by AP Bio. It's the premiere of the new breakout comedy, AP Bio. We talked about it on this show from executive producers Seth Meyers and Lorne Michaels. AP Bio stars Glenn Howerton and Patton Oswalt, and critics call it laugh out loud funny. I think it's that too. Don't miss AP Bio Thursday, March 1st on NBC and streaming now on the NBC app.
Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Time to turn this QWERTY keyboard into a squirty keyboard. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Interesting. Thank you, Shampoodler, for that wonderful catchphrase submission. Shampoodler, catchphrase superstar, he is back. Of course, we all know the QWERTY keyboards of which he is referencing and making modern hilarity out of. So thanks to Shampoodler for that. And very exciting. This is, of course, my name is Scott Aukerman. I'm the host of Comedy Bang Bang, and it's February. I hope everyone had a fantastic Valentine's Day. As far as I'm concerned, and I've said it before, and Engineer Ryan, I'm going to say it several more times. Valentine's Day is, well, for lovers.
Is it?
It really, really is. So I just want, I think people are finally coming around to this, but Valentine's Day is for lovers, and I hope you count yourself and yourselves amongst them. This is going to be a little bit of an atypical episode today, I think. I'm not really sure. Of course, this is the show where we talk to interesting people. I don't know if our guest knows that is our new catch.
Well,
not a catchphrase, but a tagline. Certainly.
Then it's good that I'm here.
It is very good you're here. Coming up a little later, we're going to be talking to interesting people in space because we're going to be speaking with a treasure hunter. That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, literal treasure, as well as someone from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. And we will have the return of Morpheus the Dream Lord. He's a returning guest. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, I was a theater major, so the Cats thing is
this is right in your wheelhouse.
In my wheelhouse.
Okay, I'm going to need you. We're going to do this first segment together, but I'm going to need you the entire time to not be focusing on it and instead formulating questions for this person from Cats. Okay,
I'm going to be great.
All right, so keep that in the back or really at the forefront of your mind.
It's already there.
Before we get to our usual insanity or inanity, as whatever your perception of the show is, our first guest is an author, and this is going to take a little bit of explanation for fans who have just started listening to Comedy Bang Bang, perhaps a little more recently. Harris Wittels was a longtime friend of Comedy Bang Bang. He made his first appearance, let me look this up, November 27th, of 2009, when he was just 25 years old.
Wow.
Just a few scant months after we started the show.
Wow.
He was a stand-up comedian that I really liked, and I had him on the comedy Death Ray show that I did at the UCB Theater. And so then I invited him to be on this show, and over the course of the next 5 years, he did, I believe, over 20 episodes where he did some fan favorite segments. Let's list them down. We have Harris's Phone Corner.
Yep.
Which then segued into Harris's Foam Corner.
Yep.
I can't remember why. Did I mishear him?
I want the history on it. I would love to know why.
You have to listen to all of his appearances in succession to really figure out why it turned into foam.
That's a lot of time.
But it then just became Foam Quarter, where he would say he had more foam. He would write me and say, "Hey, I have more foam. Can I come on the show?" Yeah,
it feels like, I don't know, is it related to fish?
I think.
Like anything that doesn't make sense in my mind
relates to the band Fish.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, he also had a show with me, which he hosted called Analyze Fish, which was a show where Harris tried to convince me to like the band Fish. There's really no other way to describe that show. That's about it.
That's a great description. That's what it was.
And it kind of worked. A little bit. I mean,
the most. I really want to talk about this.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little later. You will remember him from such classic Comedy Bang Bang episodes as the Farts and Procreation series, where he created and I'm saying this in quotes, characters of Jax Jr. and Rodney Ogg. And so he was a big friend to the podcast. Then 3 years ago from today, on February 19th, 2015, Harris passed away. A few days later, he made his final appearance on this show in an episode that we recorded a few days earlier, released as sort of a tribute to his work. So the listeners, they loved Harris episodes. They loved listening to Harris. He put a lot of his personal life out there and just a lot of his life out there in podcasts like the ones I mentioned, or his just online in Twitter and on Vine, as well as his work as a writer on Parks and Recreation and the Sarah Silverman program, not to mention as the drummer of the band Don't Stop or We'll Die and his stand-up comedy. But what a lot of fans of his probably don't know a lot about, or anything about, is about Harris's family.
Yeah, we are people.
You are literal human beings.
Yeah,
organisms, one would say.
Yes, we came from the same uterus.
That's right. Isn't that weird to think about?
At different times.
Sure, at different times.
But
I mean, you were both up in there.
We were the only two people ever in that woman's uterus.
Pretty crazy when you think of it. You ever wish there were a few more in there?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, that's a lot of pressure. Like being the only two.
And that's what we're here to talk about, is describe that uterus for me. No, we'll...
I have a lot to say about it. I remember it
vividly.
It was warm.
Harris was survived by his mother and his father and his sister, who is a former teacher and an artist. And it turns out, an amazing author living in Houston, Texas. She's written a book about him. I have it right here. It is called Everything is Horrible and Wonderful, a tragicomic memoir of genius, heroin, love, and loss. I may have sat there saying, am I going to pronounce memoir right?
I like how you did it, and now I will only pronounce it that way. Memoir.
Memoir.
It's my memoirs.
What would you say, memoir?
I say memoir, but...
You say memoir. Maybe I should say memoir.
No, I'm going to go with that way because it sounds cooler. Memoir.
The book is about Harris's life. It's about his death, about the grieving process after it, and she is our first guest on today's show. Please welcome Stephanie Wittels Wach. Is it wax or wax?
You got it right.
I got it right. I did.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
I'm
a
so
candle.
glad.
It's candle wax.
I then started feeling very, very in my head about that, because that is the one question I meant to ask you before we started this show.
You're the only one that's ever gotten it right.
Well, it looks like Wach because it's W-A and then it's got an H, which if you listen to the George Harrison song Wah Wah,
sure,
all of those letters are in there.
Sure. And to a lot of people, apparently, it sounds like watches, which I don't know how you get that from that. Watches.
I mean, all of those letters are in watches.
I mean, I guess, but you're missing some key letters,
so
like the T or the E.
It's very, very confusing, and I'm glad that you were here to clear this up.
It's done. Goodbye.
So Harris's sister, Stephanie, welcome to the show. Your first appearance on Comedy Bang Bang.
Yeah. I can't wait to be really funny about all of this. Like when you said come on the show, I was like, this sounds good, Scott. It's a good medium forum to talk about the most painful thing that's ever happened in my life.
We are a lighthearted comedy show, but we're not afraid to go there.
You're not afraid to deep dive. Mm-hmm. You're ready to do that.
We're gonna do it. Let's start off easy.
Okay.
All right.
You want to talk more about my mom's uterus?
And by the way, you are hooked up to a lie detector, and you are under oath.
That's what all these wires are. Okay.
A lot of people don't know that much about you.
Yeah.
So
why would they?
I mean,
I live in Houston, in the middle of nowhere.
About you. Let's talk about you. I want to hear about your life. I want to hear about, a lot of people don't know that much about Harris growing up. I want to hear stories. I want to hear everything about it. So hit me.
Okay.
You're the older sister.
I taught him everything, so you're welcome.
Even that story that he told on the last episode about getting the blowjob in the theater.
Man, okay, I got to tell you though. So I didn't listen to that episode until last night.
No.
For real.
Wow. Why did you listen to it last night? Just to kind of see what the show was like?
Well, I'd heard it before, but I was like, you know what? I never heard this, and I'm coming on tomorrow, and I want to just listen to it. Like, I want to do it. And I just, I knew there's this amazing collection of Harris's voice. I can hear it anytime, but I didn't totally want to do that.
Right.
And I was scared, it's going to be too hard. But it was great.
It's funny, isn't it?
It was so funny. But I did think about the blowjob part. And I was like, we really did grow up with no rules. Like, our house was like an orphanage, I feel like, where two parents lived. But they just kind of like were like, oh,
they were related to the orphans,
yeah, like
somehow, but they did not have any sort of guidance
for them. We're gonna do our lives, you guys do yours.
It was a lot like the musical and movie Annie.
Exactly.
If Mrs. Hannigan didn't give a shit about what was going on,
right? Except like it's a nice Miss Hannigan, you know. Like my mom was very committed to keeping the pantry stocked.
Oh, good.
And, you know, we were like the house where all the kids came to hang.
And to eat.
But they just didn't give a shit about what we did. It was like, and I feel like when I was thinking about this, you know, like we ended up okay. And then I have to be like, well, you know, one of us didn't totally end up okay, but I don't blame the lack of authority or discipline on that.
Right. I
blame the opioids.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know, we'll definitely talk about this, but I feel like there are all sorts of ways to blame things in the past,
sure.
But it's really the drugs.
Yeah, it's literally like chemistry in your brain. It's like, oh, I'm going to take this thing for X amount of days, and then I'm going to be addicted to it because that's how those things work. And that's why everyone's dying. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
So growing up with him, you were his older sister. You were a protective figure and a competitive figure, it seems from the book.
We were pals. We both were weird and like creative, and you know, I used to, as a child, dress Harris up in all of my girl clothes and make him be in the plays that I wrote. And I mean, like, that's what we did.
What were some of these plays that you wrote?
I mean, we both just dressed up like girls and would sing and, you know, like.
I love the idea of you explaining to Harris, this is what a play is. You dress up like a girl.
Yeah, like I have this blonde wig. I remember it's like this very free-flowing blonde wig from the 80s, and I would put makeup on him, and like we would just kind of be in a show together.
I mean, it's a lot like Shakespeare times.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. That's what I was going for.
I love in the book you mentioned that, and you say it very offhandedly. You were sent to charm school, and you. There's no explanation for it after that. I was like, first of all, that's not a normal thing for most people reading.
You didn't go to charm school?
I never went to charm school, but what happened at the charm school?
My mom is from Mississippi. She is a Southern lady, also a Jew, a rare breed, but she is very like if you see my mom, she's this effervescent Southern belle woman.
I have seen your mom.
You've seen her. You've seen her before. Yeah. Would you say she's effervescent?
That is exactly how I would describe her.
Yeah. Okay, good. Her uterus, too. I mean, truly.
I got to tell you, I zeroed in on that bad boy.
Just glows. And she's just very put together, and she's very honey sugar darling, and she's charming. She's a charming lady. Her children... We were not that way.
You seem like little monsters in the descriptions of the videos that you describe in the book.
Yeah, we were terrible. Maybe that's because they didn't give us any rules. I mean, I think I'm going to blame them.
Right.
But yeah, I guess she like attempted to make us more decent, and it didn't work out.
So you're in charm school, and where you're supposed to be learning
how to. I just remember they taught us to do a spoon and a bowl of soup, like towards the back.
Spoon. Oh, to
use you don't do the spoon towards you
when you're ladling. Oh, when you're literally eating soup.
When you're eating soup.
So you do it towards the back. You do it towards 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's the rules in charm school.
Do you still do that to this day? Or
no, fuck that. I didn't learn anything in charm school. It didn't stick. It didn't stick. But they do have they gave us these water bowls. You put your hands in to wash your hands, and Harris and I just drank out of them. We just thought they were. And
this is part of your final or something?
I guess,
or were parents watching?
I mean, I think we were probably like 4 and 7 at the time.
Right. And you guys are just acting like dogs.
Sort of an uphill battle.
Drinking out of the water bowls that they put out for charm school for you to wish.
I don't think they asked us back.
I think I just said wish.
Wish.
I was gonna try to say wipe or wash.
It works. Wish.
Wish.
That's a good word.
So as he grew up, you guys were pals. You guys would hang out together.
Yeah.
Any other funny stories of things that would happen?
I I do. Did Harris tell you guys like one of his first jokes where he stuck a toothbrush in his ass and would draw faces on it and sort of talk out of the ass? And,
on the ass, not on the toothbrush.
On the ass.
Right.
Like he would draw faces on his ass and then stick the toothbrush in. And you can't see my gesture, but I'm like flapping like I'm doing butt cheeks. And that
does not seem that dissimilar from what he would do as a professional comedian.
He was consistent. He was consistent.
He knew what was funny.
He had
to him.
Yeah, to him. Well, although my mother, she thought it was hilarious.
Right.
This is her fault.
You talk in the book about how often you guys would just crack each other up in the family.
Yeah, we had a funny family. We liked each other. I don't think a lot of families, I think, don't necessarily like each other. Mm-hmm. We all really liked each other. We would... Like I talk in the book, we had these huge water fights in the kitchen, and we went on vacation and actually had fun. Who does that?
I cannot think of a time when a family vacation
is fun. I know. Ugh. Yeah. It was a pretty, like Harris always said, it was a pretty normal, standard kind of a thing. My dad was a doctor, but also just like a total freak weirdo, like the weirdest guy you've ever met. And he would do, he knocked out his front teeth. I don't know how you even accomplish this, but he did by playing a harmonica? How do you even do that?
Okay, well, this happens to me sometimes, and it happens to me on the show a lot. I'll bring the mic up to my face and knock myself in the teeth, or I'll bring a water glass up to my mouth and knock myself in the teeth. So I can only imagine.
Hard?
Yeah, pretty hard, where it goes gank.
Sure.
So I can only imagine if you're deep in the blues.
Deep in it.
As I can only imagine your father to be.
Committed to the blues.
Deep in that blues.
Yeah.
And you got to get it out.
You got to.
I can only imagine the force by which you would bring that harmonica up to your mouth.
And then just permanent damage done.
So he knocked his teeth out, and then he would play pranks.
He got this retainer eventually. He didn't have teeth for a long time, and my mom was like, you fucking get some teeth. I can't look at you. There are the two front ones.
Right.
That's hard.
Fucking get some teeth.
A grown man. You expect it in a 7-year-old.
Sure.
But not a grown man.
Right. You expect it from one of the little rascals, but a doctor?
Yeah, but he kind of liked it. He didn't
physician
have a problem.
Literally heal thyself.
If a physician came in, okay.
You couldn't take him seriously.
And he was like, how are you? And he had no two front teeth.
If he was whistling, though, through those teeth, it would be kind of cute. I'd pat him on the head.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, you're adorable.
All right, now stick your finger up my ass.
Yeah, let's do it.
Does your dad do that?
Does he stick fingers up asses?
Yeah, he must.
Well, he was an internist, so
must
sure.
Have. Yeah, he's had his finger up a ton of those.
He's felt a lot of assholes. Yeah, definitely.
By the way, and not to sidebar too much, because I know people want to hear about the book and they want to hear about Harris.
Do they?
But I was in the doctor's office recently, and he's like, "Here comes the hard part." Modern medicine being what it is,
right?
They haven't figured out a way to do this without sticking a finger up there.
This is my husband says the same thing.
I don't get it. I think that would be priority one.
Right.
Forget about curing cancer and all that.
Yeah,
if I were a doctor, I'd be like, let's cut this out of my schedule.
Because I don't want to do this shit, literally. Yeah, I'm not trying to feel that.
The book is Everything is Horrible and Wonderful.
Yeah, it's really meaningful. Anyway, so my dad, he basically, finally, my mother talked him into getting this retainer. He got the retainer, but then he never would keep it in. So he would put it in other people's water glasses. He would just take it out at fine dining establishments. I mean, he would eat, the sample tray that they bring around with the desserts. He would eat those. And those have been there all day.
For years.
For years.
Perhaps.
They're disgusting. Mm-hmm. He just would do anything for a laugh. He was such a whore in that way.
So you guys both grew up interested in going into the arts.
Yeah.
You went to NYU
I did.
for acting.
Yeah.
And graduated, one would assume?
I graduated. I did. With honors.
With honors?
Uh-huh. Yep.
You ever see that movie With Honors?
Oh.
There's a part, Brendan Fraser,
yes.
the Encino Man himself, and then Moira Kelly. And at one point, Moira Kelly turns to the group, and Joe Pesci, by the way, is in it as well.
Yep.
And she says, hey, we better start studying or we're going to be graduating without honors.
Oh.
And boy.
Wow.
What a perfect encapsulation of what that movie's all about.
What a line. Yeah. That must have gotten the movie made. That's a good one.
So you went off to study at NYU. Meanwhile, Harris decides he goes to Emerson.
Yeah. We were worried, though, because he he had terrible grades. Harris, I don't know, this is going to shock you, but he didn't like to do what he didn't want to do.
Right.
Does that make sense what I just said?
Yes, he is very pleasure motivated.
Yes. That is his primary motivation. Yep, that sums him up. Exactly.
Which a lot of people who get into show business, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like I want people to
love me.
Love me.
Please love me. And he just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it, and all the time.
So he went off to Emerson. Meanwhile, you're at NYU. You guys are separated for a while, and then you move back to Houston.
Yes.
You describe in the book that you felt like you couldn't pursue this. Is that right?
I just didn't want to fight anyone for anything. I just was like,
seems too hard.
I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. and go to a thing to stand there. You can have it. I just didn't want to do that.
Right.
And then I also, halfway through school, realized that I hated being in plays because I had to do it every day.
That's the big part. When I was in plays, I was like, after about 13, I would get so bored with it.
So bored.
And the big part of that is changing clothes all the time. And I used to think, if I could go to the theater and wear my street clothes.
Sure.
And then be able to talk about different stuff instead of these lines that I had to.
Yeah.
Then that would be something. And then I realized that's stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah. You could do that.
You can drink on stage.
Yeah. I could just be myself.
No one bats an eye. If you start drinking on stage in the middle of, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, people are going to look at you funny.
It's not going to work. Unless you're doing it would work in a Eugene O'Neill or an Arthur Miller play. You could drink as much as you wanted.
You could maybe substitute, yeah. But I mean, if you just imagine if you just cracked open a beer in the middle of a play.
In the middle of Cats. We should ask them about it today.
So you moved back to Texas.
I did.
Meanwhile, Harris goes on to L.A. and becomes a pretty immediate success story.
A prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because of you.
No.
You helped him a great deal.
I'm one of the people who
was instrumental.
Leached off of his talent and found someone that I could grab hold of on his rocket ship to stardom.
Yeah.
Just get a piece.
Right.
No, he started doing stand-up pretty quickly. What year did he move out here?
He was in his senior year at Emerson. He came here for an internship with Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. So he was 22. So
that would have been 2006.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
He was born in 84. Mm-hmm. So what's math?
2006, 2007, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. He started doing stand-up. He got put on several shows. Sarah Silverman saw him.
Yep.
Gave him a job on the Sarah Silverman program as a writer, started doing stand-up, became an immediate success, writing, doing stand-up, doing all these things. We started doing these podcasts here. How was that for your family to see him succeed in that way?
It's so, we knew that he was doing well, but, Harris was always just him. He was always just very...
So it's not like he changed and started wearing... I guess I have a picture in my mind, wearing sunglasses? Is that something that successes do?
He did wear sunglasses.
He did, so I guess maybe he did.
Maybe that's why. That should have, tipped us off.
Warning sign.
He wears sunglasses. He's very successful. We were, of course... extremely proud of him, and we bragged about him whenever we could. We thought he was the greatest.
Right.
We still think he's the greatest to this day.
And when he started doing podcasts, that's a very it's interesting, this art form, because you can get known nationally and internationally in a way that, as a writer or as a person working in television, even as an actor, people don't feel like they know you the way that they feel like they know you when you do a podcast.
Is it because you're in their ear?
Possibly, or the regularity of which they come out. And also just Harris was very revealing of himself. He, as you say, he had no kind of filter, and that is, in terms of his what he would reveal to the public, stories about his life or what was happening with him, he saw fit to kind of say what was on his mind.
Yeah, I think that's a defect in our family. Because I don't know if you've read that book, but it's
I have read that book.
It's I don't know. I think we kind of, growing up, we talked about everything. We didn't have anything off limits. We just kind of, it was all fair game. Like when someone thought they had an STD, we're going to talk about it at dinner, you know?
How often would that happen?
Well, with Harris, often. When I got his phone,
right,
when he was giving out his email address on the final episode or whatever, I got his phone and then I connected it to my computer because I needed, I didn't want to preserve what he had, whatever. So now in my iPhoto, I have all these cute pictures of like my baby and then a lot of tits and dicks. Because all of his pictures went into my iPhoto.
Right. And why? And his dick or
his dick, other dicks. I mean, like so many body parts. And you
can probably put those in a folder.
I don't know.
Where they don't have to come up on like random.
It's like, look at this cute baby picture. And there's Harris's dick. It's like, it's right there. And I got married before, like, I feel like the Tinder and the
grinders.
Give me your dick pic, whatever.
Right. Before dick pics were a regular thing that we all do and send each other all the time.
Right. And I mean, I guess I'm a prude. I'm a Pollyanna, but I haven't exchanged in my personal life a lot of dick and tit pictures, photos. So now, I have his, which
have his.
It's really meaningful.
That's going to be a collection that's worth something someday.
I think so.
So when he was on these podcasts and people, I would imagine in Texas as well, people started to really get to know his personality. What was that like for you guys to realize that he was starting to sort of break through in terms of people knowing who he was personally, as opposed to just his work?
I just like, honestly, it didn't land on me as hard as it probably should have until he passed away. I was hit with two things. I was hit with, obviously, the terrible, horrible, awful thing that happened. And then also like the outpouring of people who were devastated. I don't know. It just, for me, he was always Harris. Like when he came home, he was always the way he was. He was always my brother. I didn't see it. We lived in a different city, even if I listened to a podcast, like I didn't hear people, applauding him while he was speaking. He was just like, oh, there's Harris talking and being fucking Harris in my ear, You
didn't realize that the reception to it was was so large and that so many people were enjoying what he was doing.
I guess I didn't. And he's so humble. Like that's the other thing. I think that's why people liked him. He didn't talk about that. He didn't come home bragging about it, like, look how many hits this got. No, he came home and he was like, I want that restaurant and that restaurant and that restaurant. Like, that was his priority.
Main motivation is where he was going to eat while he was at home.
Food was his priority.
Yeah. Humble. Yeah. You mentioned the word humble.
He came up with the word.
He came up with the word humble brag, which is used incorrectly so much that I wish people would stop using it. But it's now people are teaching courses on it.
They sure are. Yes. And then
it's in the dictionary.
Yeah, I read an article the other day. They'd done some study, and then they didn't even credit him.
It's like, one of those words that is now crossed over into the lexicon in such a manner that it seems like it doesn't even have an originator.
Its origin doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, in a sense, that's what language is.
I guess he's made it. I think the other day we were copywriting something in our house.
Interesting.
Just do that for fun.
Sure, yeah.
My husband owns like 100,000 web domains. We just have a lot of websites that we own.
Why does your husband own so many web domains?
Strange person. I know it's weird that I would marry a strange person. I grew up with strange people, so it's like natural.
Is he okay?
He's got a lot of
Is he trying to sell them to people? Is he squatting on them?
No. It's not like that. Like he has a lot of ideas about things that need to be websites.
Well, if I may, Squarespace can help him turn those dreams into a reality. Squarespace.
I have a Squarespace website.
Do you really?
I do.
All right. They'll be very happy to hear.
Let's
get them on the horn. Make sure they're a sponsor.
Yeah. So we tried to copyright it and somebody already had
Had copyrighted what?
Humble brag.
Those sons of bitches.
Motherfuckers.
You got. That's not right.
I know.
To copyright it?
Should I sue?
Something has to happen.
All right.
Let's talk about this after.
Give me a lawyer.
So Harris is moving along, doing really, really well, seeming to succeed at everything he dips his fingers into. At what point?
Except women.
Except women. He
dips his fingers in, but doesn't succeed.
Honestly, being an impartial observer, it seems to me like he's succeeding in some ways.
In some ways, he did.
He's got a ton of dick pics.
He sure does. Yes. I can tell you, he really does.
So, at what point do you find out that not all is rosy here in Los Angeles, and he is in fact a drug addict?
When he calls me and tells me 3 days before I got married, which was not the coolest move, which I think was part of the drug addict. I don't think it was like that nice to call, like, hey, I know you're 3 days away from your wedding, just wanted to let you know. He let me know. He told me that I couldn't tell my parents. He told me he'd been spending a lot of money on pills, and it was...
And how did he start taking them?
He had back problems.
Right.
He had these chronic back problems. And I read somewhere that it takes 18 days to become addicted to
That's it.
Opioids.
Just 18 days.
Yeah, to change your brain chemistry.
And this is a common story, more common than we would like in this country, but it's kind of something that's running rampant over this country now.
Yeah.
People have pain. They take opioids in order to get through it, and 18 days later, they are then
addicted.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I can't quote the study, but I did read that somewhere. And I think it sounds, like that's what you hear, that it's the most addicting thing you can take. And then what happened was that this is a real number, spending $4,000 a month on pills. And then people turn to heroin because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper and easier to get because pills are kind of the process by which you can get them is just so difficult that it's easier to go down to the park.
I guess so. It sounds difficult in my mind, but yes, apparently that is easier to do. So, I mean, I knew that Harris was a recreational drug user. Who wasn't?
We talked about it on Analyze Fish. I mean, we went to the fish show at Madison Square Garden, and we had a tape recorder, and we documented the experience where we both took recreational drugs.
Totally.
And didn't seem that like it was that much of a big deal. Yeah.
I mean, we took a lot of drugs together growing up. We took my dad's food dehydrator and made mushrooms from them in the upstairs. And that stuff smells like cow shit, so where were my parents?
I did not know you could do that.
You can. And we did.
Okay.
And it was a fun day.
Interesting.
It was a fun day.
I did not know that was something you could do. So
in Texas, that's what we do. We take food
that's
dehydrators.
That's a Texas high, a food dehydrator.
Made for making jerky, and we make mushrooms that we then trip on.
So he lets you know that this is a problem. He doesn't want you to tell your parents, which is in the book is a common refrain.
Yes.
He's hiding it from your parents. He's hiding it from you. He's hiding it from my experience. He's hiding it from everyone here.
Yeah.
Drug addicts are very good at hiding their behavior.
And that was one thing that I think that's when our relationship, that's when it got weird. It didn't get weird when he started getting successful. Nothing changed then. It started getting weird and different when he started lying, because we had the kind of relationship where he would call me at 2 a.m. and confess his deepest, darkest secrets. I mean, we told each other everything. So it was a strange occurrence to be hearing something like that had been hidden from me. And then obviously if it had gotten to a $4,000 a month problem, it was a pretty severe problem. And I think one of the things that was really great about our relationship was that there was really never any judgment when we talked to one another. It was a very safe space, it was a really sort of idyllic kind of sibling relationship where he could tell me whatever and I would just take it and I wouldn't give him shit about it. And so I tried to maintain that, and I tried to stay calm and asked him if he was going to get any help. And he gave me some lip service about how he couldn't because of parks and blah, blah, blah. And
work seems to have been a recurring excuse.
Yes.
I'm too busy.
Yeah, and he was.
He was busy, but at the same time.
Like, it's hard to know where that line was. Like,
Right.
what was a lie and what was real and all of that.
And you're in Texas, over 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
And trying to navigate this by phone and by text.
Yeah.
In the book, you talk about how there are 3 different rehab attempts, none of which are successful, but all of which seem to have the promise of, okay, this is going to be the one that sticks, but none of them did.
Yeah, it's the rehab in and out of cycle, for anybody who knows it, is a really horrible place to be. It's like we kind of, it's not funny, but when he died, there was this sort of like, well, we know where he is now. You know, like there was this like the anxiety of not knowing if he was okay was so hard and so all-consuming for us. And it became this really defining characteristic of our family. Like, we used to be this really fun, funny, happy, you know, and then it was really centered on, is Harris okay? We just didn't know. We were so far away, and we kept trying to get him to come home, but he was so busy. So there was just this sort of vicious thing. And by the 3rd rehab, we were going, okay, I mean, all you can do is be hopeful. There's, you know, every time you restart, you go, okay, this is going to be the one. But, you know, I talk in the book about a lot of these rehabs are 30 days. And that kind of becomes its own kind of high, because you get sober for 30 days, you feel amazing, and you're like, okay, I can use just one more time. And that's what kills a lot of people, that just one more time mentality.
So why write the book?
Well, I just, I was bored. I just needed something to do.
No, you started, it didn't start as a book, right? It started as some articles that were online, that were published online?
Yes. I have a child. And she was a baby at the time.
And she's seen your uterus.
She has indeed lived in there.
The circle of life there.
Yeah. And I have another one living in there now.
Right.
So here we go. I mean, like mother, like daughter. Yeah. So I had a daughter. Anyone that has a baby knows you don't wake a sleeping baby. You do not ever wake a sleeping baby. And so she would nap in the car constantly. And while Harris wrote, you know, foam on his notes app, I would like write how I wanted to die. I mean, I was just like in the worst emotional place I had ever been. I just was, I don't know. I can't explain. I can. I explained it in the book. But it was a terrible, emotionally draining, horrific place to be. Luckily, I had this child who kept me getting out of bed every day. Children are great for that. If you're depressed, have a kid.
Not sure that's quite the,
so not what,
the right advice to be giving people.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Let's cut that part out.
If everything else has failed, try that. They're not stressful at all. They don't need anything from you. Like, it's totally easy.
No, but a lot of times the responsibility of having to take care of someone else
gets you outside of yourself.
At least gets you going through the mechanics of life.
Yeah, and you can't be selfish. Like, you have to be, especially if you're nursing, like you are a life source for somebody. So I had to keep going. And so I would be sitting in the car and I would write this stuff. And I had these epic notes that I had written. And my husband was like, why don't you, there's this website called Medium. You could put this on a thing. And
I own this domain name.
I have this, medium.com. It's mine. Yeah. Did you guys not
There's
know? My
also
husband
99 other websites that you could put this up
started
at.
Medium. Yes. You should get sponsorship now from Medium.
Yes, definitely. Look that up.
Medium.
Squarespace, Medium, all of it.
Okay.
Got it.
And I started putting stuff there. And then people would write me and they'd be like, oh my gosh, my mother, father, brother, boyfriend, husband, insert person went through blah, blah, blah. And I feel this way too. And nobody's talking about this horrible shit. And thank you for writing this. And it was this weird communal thing that was happening. And it didn't make me feel better. Nothing made me feel better for a really long time. But I don't know. It was like therapeutic in some way. Like there was not enough therapy in the world to fix how fucked up and horrible I felt. So I just started writing a lot.
The book goes from not really the present day, but it journeys. The demarcation point is sort of Harris's death, and the book goes back and forth from chapter to chapter from before that happened and then after it happened, and it tracks what led up to it, and then it also tracks the year or so after it. And what is it like to know that it's out there now, and there was a lot of detail that I didn't really know about leading up to what happened. How does it feel to know that this information now is out there?
Not good, Scott. Not good. It's like somebody, like whenever I see somebody holding it, like you walked in today holding it, and I was like, why are you holding my personal diary? Like it's this weird. Like it lived on my computer for 2 years, and it was this document that I just had. And it is a strange experience to be having it out there. I don't know. I'm ambivalent about it. I'm ambivalent about all of it.
It's tough because it's exciting to have a book out, and you shouldn't feel bad about. It's exciting to have a book out, and people are going to be reading your writing. It's very, very well written, and so you should feel a sense of accomplishment about that. But the emotions, I would imagine, are difficult as the book is so raw. Yeah, it feels personal.
It feels weird to like promote the book. It feels weird to talk about like it's not. Like I do feel like, oh, good, okay, I wrote a book, but I don't. I don't want to ever dishonor Harris or to ever make him look bad or that's. But the thing is that when you're addicted to heroin, you look bad. I mean, it's not a great place to be. And Harris was really honest about his experience and his story, and I don't know, like I just wrote a very truthful account of what the experience was like for me to deal with the death of somebody that was so close to me.
Well, he was very truthful in his comedy, and so I think he would appreciate it. And I want everyone to know that I wanted you to be on the show. You didn't approach me. I think fans of his would really want to read this and really be interested. So I wanted to make sure that people knew about the book. Speaking of the fandom, what is it like then to have experienced that? You mentioned after he passed away that the amount of fandom that talked about it and contacted you was really overwhelming. What do you have to say to them, the people who are listening right now?
To the people. It's amazing. It's wonderful. I have all these paintings people have sent me of him that just like off Instagram. A lot of great artwork, a lot of, it's like when you lose somebody, the worst thing in the world is if people forget them and if they don't mention them and they don't talk about them, and because you're always thinking about them. Just because somebody else isn't doesn't mean that it's not on your mind. But no, I think I love that people loved Harris. I loved him too, and I think that it's wonderful. And we had this Entertainment Weekly cover reveal thing, and people were really excited about reading the book. I don't know if people are gonna like be expecting like a biography, like this is not really that. It does detail
his
life.
Accomplishments, certainly, but it's really more about your experience with him and the experience of someone not only living with and being very close to an addict, but also just anyone dealing with grief of any sort.
Yes. It's like, yeah, it's about being the person who loves the person who's struggling with some seriously heavy shit, and you can't fix it for them.
And the title, Everything is Horrible and Wonderful, that is based on, of course, a quote from Harris.
Yes, it's his tweet. He wrote a tweet that was, let's stop finding a new witch of the week and burning them at the stake. We're all horrible and wonderful and figuring it out. Which I think is good.
The book is Everything is Horrible and Wonderful, a tragicomic memoir, I'm going to say it like you, of genius, heroin, love, and loss by Stephanie Wittels Wach. We're going to come right back. We have an amazing rest of the show, a treasure hunter. You have to be excited about this.
I wish my 4-year-old was here.
We might actually be led to some treasure in the next segment. This is exciting.
Cannot wait.
We're going to be right back with more Stephanie Wittels Wach after this. Eating. You know, we all have to do it 3 times a day, sometimes 5 times a day. If you're a competitive hot dog eater, 1 time a day usually. But takes up a lot of our time, doesn't it? I mean, if you take out eating out of your day, if you subtract that time from your day and sleeping, what are you left with? You're left with like 45 minutes. How does anyone get anything done? It takes up so much time. And if you're eating well as well, if you're like actually cooking and making like good stuff for yourself, that takes up so much time. It's not even worth it. I'd rather starve to death. All right, let's shut the show down. I'm going to starve to death. The end. Goodbye. Turn it off. No, there's a solution. Me? There's a solution. Daily Harvest is the perfect solution. It's healthy. It hardly takes up any time at all. What is Daily Harvest? Okay, Daily Harvest delivers perfectly portioned frozen superfood eats straight to your door with your choice of smoothies, soups, breakfast bowls, or plant-based sundaes. All you do, and I've done this myself, you get the box from them, you put your Daily Harvest cups in the freezer until you're ready to make one. All right, don't take them out until you're ready to make one. They'll melt all over the place. Look, this is standard freezing procedure. You know how to freeze things. The preparation, though, is insanely easy. You just add water or coconut or almond milk, and then you blend or you heat, depending on if you want something hot or if you want to blend. I don't know. You know how to do things. Smoothies take 30 seconds. Soups are ready in 5 minutes, and things like overnight oats and chia parfaits can literally be made in your sleep. Plus, Daily Harvest produce is organic, it's unrefined, it looks as good as it tastes. You can see all of the ingredients right there when you open up the cup. Daily Harvest is the fastest, most convenient way to up your fruit and vegetable intake without having to put in that work. So, go to daily-harvest.com. That's daily-harvest.com. Enter the promo code BANGBANG. You're going to get 3 items for free in your first box. That is promo code BANGBANG for 3 free Daily Harvest cups at daily-harvest.com. That's daily-harvest.com. Watson, come here. I need you. Remember that? Remember good old Alexander Graham Bell inventing the telephone and then ordering around Watson? That's his first thing he does. Hey, Alexander Graham Bell, take it easy on Watson. Like, why not be like, hey, guess what? I just invented the telephone. How cool is that, Watson? Have a conversation with him. Instead, you're just like, hey, I just invented this thing, and it expedites me having to, like, go into the other room. Come here, I need you. Anyway, you remember great inventions of communication like the telephone. Well, you know what another one is? Mail. That's where I'm going with this. That's right. Mail is a great way to communicate with someone and to mail someone that you need them to come there. But what's the best way to mail things? We all know the way that we've mailed things in the past, but there's a new way to mail things that I think I've talked about it on this show several times, and you're going to love it, and that is Stamps.com. Stamps.com
is the easiest way to access all of the amazing services at the post office. So if you want to write your servant a letter to say, come here, I need you. All right. That's a typical thing that we all do. Typically, you'd go to the post office, but no. Now you can simply create your Stamps.com account in minutes online with no equipments to lease and no long-term commitments. Now, we all remember the movie The Commitments, and we wish that that band was still around and that it was long-term, but that's not realistic. People these days don't want long-term commitments, and you don't have to have them with Stamps.com. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter, any package, any class of mail, and all you do is you use your own computer and printer. You could use a friend's if you wanted to, but that's cheating. And Stamps.com will only let you do that once. That's probably not one of their actual rules. Look, Stamps.com, they'll even help you decide the best class of mail based upon whatever you need, whatever your needs are with the mail. They will send you a digital scale. It automatically calculates all of the exact postage. Stamps.com, it makes it easy. It's just a climp. It's just a climp. Look, that's what I've wanted to say about this thing. It's just a climp. But they don't let you say it. Part of the copy is, please do not say Stamps.com is a climp. But you know me, I'm a rebel when it comes to the copy. I'm calling it. Stamps.com, you a climp. Anyway, I use Stamps.com here at Earwolf. We've used it for so many years. They're our good friends. Right now, you climp. You too can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus postage and that digital scale I hyped up not minutes ago. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage. See, it's a microphone because we talk into microphones. That's how you'll know what you're supposed to click on. You'll be like, I was listening to that thing. What are they talking to? Oh, yeah, a microphone. Click on that at the top of the homepage. Stamps.com, click on the microphone, type in bang bang. That's Stamps.com, enter bang bang, clamp. Comedy Bang Bang, we are back here. The book is Everything is Horrible and Wonderful, a tragicomic memoir of genius, heroin, love, and loss by Stephanie Wittels Wach, who's here with us. I have a copy of this bad boy in my hands. Now, do you consider this book to be a bad boy?
Oh, yeah. It is a bad boy.
It's a bad little boy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's extremely bad. Yes.
It's out next week. Go get it. I think all fans of this show should want to get it and should pay a premium price for it.
Thank you.
What is list price on this? What do we got?
More than I would pay.
Okay.
It's in the 20s.
In the 20s. Great.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
But I read on Goodreads, there's people that got advanced copies and they're giving out stars. Like one lady gave me 4.5 stars and she's like, I cried the whole time. It was great. I'm going to go with 4.5. I'm like, what? It's like,
where's the other half a star?
What did I need to do for the, did you want my actual blood on it or what?
That's a lot like the Kiss comic book. The first issue, they put their blood in the printing press. Yeah, they did.
Did they get 5 stars?
You might have considered that. They got 5 stars for that.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's in the $20 range.
All right. Well, I would pay twice the price, but I'm not gonna because you gave me a free one.
Good.
We need to get to our next guest, and this is exciting because he's been on the show before, and it's always fascinating. Stephanie, let me ask you: when you sleep at night?
I mean,
occasionally you have a baby and another one on the way.
Spawn. They don't let me do anything.
But
4 or 5 hours.
Sure. Okay. But during those hours, you probably dream.
Sure.
Well, here's the man who is in charge of and holds dominion over those dreams. Please welcome Morpheus the Dream Lord. Hello.
Greetings. 'Tis I, Morpheus the Dream Lord.
Morpheus, it's so good to meet you.
Yes, it's good to meet you. 'Tis me.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Already?
Yeah.
We have known each other for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm really
Although I have known you your whole life.
That's right. My fucking kid will not sleep because of you.
Could you just watch your language?
No.
Yeah, Morpheus, don't play that.
Heads up. Yeah, Morpheus don't play
that.
Swearing.
Well, my flippin' kid
Okay, thank you.
has lots of nightmares.
Yes.
So could you stop?
Delicious nightmares that I feed on. Yes.
Can I just say, Stephanie, he's not in charge of when your child sleeps.
Yeah, I don't
just the dreams.
Well, the dreams
therein.
wake her up. The nightmares wake her up.
I'm not as... Look, I'm more reactive than you would think. I don't have time to micromanage everybody's dream. I mean, could I do it? I could get involved, but a lot of the information just comes across my desk, and I have to rubber stamp a lot of it, especially kids' nightmares. I mean, being a person is a crazy thing.
It's more of an administrative position.
Now, I have to tell you, Stephanie, Scott, the moment you spoke to me, you fell asleep, for I am not permitted to walk in the waking world. I exist in the dominion known as the dreaming, which is a landscape of all dreams combined. And that is where I live. And I cannot ever exist in the waking world. I only know of the world through what people dream of it.
This happened the last time you were on the show. We put out an episode where the minute you came in, it was just dead
silence,
air for an hour because we were sleeping. Occasional snores
here and there, the little twitters.
I was embarrassed, honestly, by how much I was snoring. I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take any responsibility for the snoring. Okay.
So you're not in charge.
You don't take a lot of responsibility for
I'm just
anything.
saying, people try to pin stuff on me, and it's BS. Okay.
Is there a Lord of the Snore world?
There is, but
you got to get him on the show next time you come in.
Everybody wants to meet the Lord of the. I tell you, he's not so great. Okay, I mean, he sounds great. He's a boring person. He likes Big Bang Theory, and that's his only comedic taste. And he's a real straightforward, on the nose kind of guy.
Real snoozeville, huh?
Fittingly. Yes.
You sound like you're making a proclamation. What are you here to talk about?
We're sleeping.
Well, I just want you to know that you're in the dreaming.
Okay.
You're no longer in the waking world.
Noted.
Okay.
And can I get you anything? Would you like an idea worm, or would you like a nightmare tea, or would you like a?
Do you have Diet Coke?
Let me see. I do. Would you like a Diet? So one Diet Coke?
One Diet Coke.
Stephanie,
for
what would
me,
you
yeah.
like?
I just want all the Z's.
That's
want
the snore
all
That's the
the
snore
Z's.
lord.
I don't have snores.
Oh, okay.
Look, I can. Do you want? I can give you a nostalgic breeze.
Okay, I'll take a nostalgic breeze.
Okay, one Diet Coke, one nostalgic breeze. Be right back.
Oh, okay, he's actually left for a while. All right, maybe we should.
And here we are. Yes,
okay.
Here's your Diet Coke.
Here he is.
And nostalgic breeze.
Most guests on the show don't leave for
Sorry.
40 seconds.
Yeah, I mean-
I thought, Morpheus, I thought that you would maybe make some sort of emotion and it would appear, but you actually just went into the other room?
Boy, everybody is everybody comes into the dreaming and thinks they could run the dreaming better than me. Boy, I just make stuff materialize?
Yeah, I mean,
I am bound by some rules and codes, and I am a man of responsibility, even though I disavow most of it.
It seems like you're not, though.
Steph, boy.
I'm sorry.
Look.
Sorry. I don't want to be antagonistic.
Nope. You know what? I like straight shooters. I was about to get mad at you, but I've had
I'm a straight shooter. I'm a bad boy.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's exciting.
Oh.
So listen, I got a couple questions for you, if I could, real quick, because
Shoot.
I cannot witness the waking world directly. So people dream of things, and it's confusing to me. So sometimes when I'm able to establish a conscious rapport, I can clear some things up. Okay.
I am Rapport.
You are. Yeah.
I am rapport.
That's a play on the.
I'm rapport.
Oh no, I've seen people dream of that. Yeah. It's what's it about?
How would you pronounce this word right here? By the way,
Let me see. Yes, I know it well. Memoir.
we were wondering what
That's how you say
In
it.
the dreaming,
so
that is a memoir.
Rapport and memoir you are.
Yes.
Okay.
A memoir.
Got it.
Okay, you're helpful.
Thank you. I have trouble detecting sarcasm, so I'm going to take you on faith that was nice.
It was nice.
So, what's the Florida Project? Is that what's going on? Is it
okay?
So people, I'm seeing visions.
Because Morpheus, we talked about this the last time he was on. He doesn't get to see things in the waking world,
Yes,
so
be able to
occasionally
dream of it.
we'll dream about things.
So-
And so a lot of people are dreaming about the Florida Project.
Well, on the coast.
what do you think?
On the
it is?
coasts and in near art theaters, people are dreaming of this thing called the Florida Project.
What do you think it is?
All right, I think it's Willem Dafoe leads a band of kids superheroes to
Close.
beat up pedophiles
That's
and
probably-
and fight hotel rates that have gone too high.
That's it.
Very
that right?
close.
That's
very
it.
close.
Okay.
There's some liberties people are taking in
Well,
these
of course,
dreams,
but that's so we don't need to explore
but
that.
Yeah.
the bones of it are there.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Good bones. Good bones.
What's going on with Harvey Weinstein? I'm getting that people are really they're just what are they? They're excited about him. Is he have a new movie coming out?
What are they doing in the dreams to him?
Yeah.
The dreams. Let's see. They're. Well, it's hard for me to tell what they're saying. It's very spirited and
Animated?
angry. Yes, I assume demanding more picture deals or asking to where does he get his tuxedos?
What is he dreaming about, by the way?
He's fine.
Just same old stuff?
Oh yeah, I checked on why because I was like, well, I'll go right to the source.
Yeah, sure.
Last dream he had was 2 rabbits waltzing in a field of dandelions.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is a man. He's having the sleep of the bliss.
Do you
There's
think
nothing
that
bothering
is,
him?
is that
Good
some
for
sort
him.
of Freudian dream or something? Is it do dreams represent things, or are they literally
who is
just
Freud? Who is Freud? Harvey Weinstein. So yeah, the rabbits have bananas attached to them
Oh, okay.
in the
Attached?
Weinstein dream.
Around their pelvic area?
Where?
Yes, and they're shoving them into each other's genitals.
Are there any plants nearby? Any potted
Yes,
plants?
they're sort of big blooming roses.
Yeah.
And and there's sort of plants that have like a thick,
Yeah.
viscous cum on them is what I would describe.
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
A viscous cum.
A viscous
viscous
sort of
cum.
cum is what it looks like.
So
on the plants.
Morpheus, you're interested in things that people were dreaming about
Yes.
2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'm a little behind. Well, I don't look. There's
You're
a lot
sleeping
to
on the
cover.
job.
There's a lot to. Well, you guys you give me a hard time.
No, you seem great. You have a lot to do. You have a lot.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
and Santa Claus, you're like the same kind of a deal. You've got like to deal with the whole.
Yes,
You're the
but
guy
Santa
that deals with
Claus-
the whole world.
Santa Claus doesn't exist, but that's fine.
Oh.
Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's been on the show before.
I don't know what to tell you.
Who's that guy?
Somebody's pulling your leg.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Well, he doesn't. I don't. Well, all I can tell from the dreaming is that he doesn't exist. It doesn't seem like he exists.
He sees people when they're sleeping, a lot like you.
I know. Are you just like in charge of adult dreams, or is there somebody else
No,
in charge
all
of
dreams.
children's
Children,
dreams?
adults.
What about wet
animals?
dreams?
Animals?
Yeah, wet dreams.
Like a teenager's first wet dream.
I have access to all that information.
Is that where you live?
No, I don't. No.
Do you
What an
pl- do you
accusation.
plot
I don't go
all that
hanging
out?
by the wet. Boy, sometimes?
Yeah.
Do I see a couple? Yes.
Right.
If I'm walking by and there's one going, do I maybe want to see how it ends? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
How's it usually end?
They're all the same. It's sort of
Wet?
predictable.
Just viscous scum?
Just
Viscous
viscous, cum-like cum substance.
All right. Well, Morpheus, it's good to have you back.
I love being here.
Do you mind co-hosting with
no.
us here?
I would love.
Because
I would love to.
I know we're dreaming here, but
Yes. And anybody else on the show will have to come into the dreaming.
okay. So
But I can
you do me
back
a
out.
favor, because we have our next guest is a treasure hunter.
Oh.
Do you mind?
Is he in the Earwolf studio right now?
He's probably in the studio. Do you mind putting him to sleep?
You got it. Here we go. And who's
Is that what you have to say when you
Yes.
put someone to sleep? Is
Yes.
hose it?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the primal language word for sleep.
Are you Brock?
Pre-verbal.
Brock, are you out there somewhere?
I'm right here.
All right. Well, let's welcome our next guest. Unfortunately, he won't actually be on the real show. Where he's just asleep, and we'll hear some dead
What?
air on the actual show. But let's talk to him while he's here.
I don't understand anything you just said.
You've fallen asleep and you're in the dreaming, my good
Yeah,
friend. The land of the dreaming.
He is a
Okay, Robert Smith.
To me, that's a compliment.
This is exciting.
Yeah, I like his look.
He is you based your look a lot on him and of like Bauhaus and
Before-
Peter Murphy.
From
Before-
Sha Na Na.
Oh, I love Sha Na Na. I'm a huge Bowser
You
fan.
think of Bowser?
Oh,
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting? I know who Robert Smith is, but Bauhaus I thought was the guy
Yeah.
from Sha Na Na.
It is interesting.
You have an uneven knowledge base.
You Morpheus look like Robert Smith if he rolled a pack of cigarettes up into his t-shirt sleeve.
I like James Dean. I like Robert Smith. Look, before 1970, I didn't have a lot going on aesthetically.
Right.
But then I really picked up the pace.
All right. Well, let's welcome him to the show. He's a treasure hunter, and this
That's
is
right.
very exciting.
Wow.
Perhaps he'll lead us to some. That's not pressure I should put on you
Well,
right
we'll
off the
see.
bat.
I certainly have a story to tell you.
Oh, very good. He is a treasure hunter. Please welcome Brock Lovett.
Thank you very much, Scott. Thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome to the show. This is Morpheus, the Dream Lord.
Hi, Morpheus.
This
Can I
is
get
his
you anything?
dominion.
Yes, can I get you something to Diet Coke, a nostalgic breeze,
I
rueful
mean,
anxiety?
there's one thing I want more than anything else, but I don't know if you could help me out, and it would kind of maybe spoil my whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll make
So
sure.
I'll just take I'll take a Pamplemousse LaCroix.
All right, let me see. I know I have coconut, but let me see what I got.
Oh, coconut.
Grapefruit, if that helps. That's what pamplemousse is.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, I can't eat grapefruit, and I was out to dinner with some acquaintances recently, and
Like
and
good
they-
acquaintances?
like
Are you hiding a
like
name
work
drop there? Are
friends?
you hiding a name drop? Is what's going on? Are you trying to?
No, I may be doing a subtle, subtle neg. But they want to serve me a drink, and they called it pamplemousse, and I forgot that
Your
pamplemousse.
friends wanted to serve you this drink?
No, someone even worse, a waiter.
Oh, so the waiter just said, "I want to serve you this drink."
You have to have
like you
this?
didn't ask for it.
No, it was a surprise. They say on the menu, "Surprise me," and I said, "Yeah, surprise me." Like I'll order whatever they want to make,
Right.
and then they said, "Okay, well, we want to bring you a pamplemousse, whatever," and I didn't know that was grapefruit.
So they told you what it was going to be. That was the surprise.
Okay, look, Brock,
What?
you seem to be almost defensive.
This
right
was
now
a
for some
story
reason.
this was a story that you initiated. I just wanted to make sure I'm following it correctly.
I thought that people would find it of interest, but I guess not.
Did you finish the story or no?
I drank the drink.
Why can't you have grapefruit?
Are you doing vocal warm-ups right now?
I drank the drink of pamplemousse.
The drink you drank?
Look, let's forget it. This is Stephanie Wittels Wach.
Hi.
Hi, Stephanie.
This
How
is
are
Brock
you?
Lovett.
Nice to
I'm
meet
a
you.
treasure hunter.
I heard. That's fabulous.
What sort of treasure do you hunt, my good man?
Sunken treasure. That's my
Sunken
that's my
treasure.
area of
Primarily
expertise, yeah.
sunken treasure.
So if the treasure's on the land, it's not of interest to you.
Well, I mean, if it's just sitting there, I'll take it.
What if it's floating waist high?
Sure.
How sunken does it have to be? What if it's under half a foot of water? What if a bathroom floods over some jewels?
Here's the reason. Look, these are all good scenarios. The reason I say I primarily deal in sunken treasure is that's the treasure no one's gotten to yet.
Oh.
Usually bathroom treasure, if you can still see it through the water, somebody will get there before me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is
It
treasure.
belongs to somebody, like probably the person that lives there, and then you would be stealing, and that's not really
Maybe. I mean,
right.
it would be strange if I was in someone's home, their bathroom flooded,
Sure.
and I was like, I'm going to take
Take the shit.
doubloons.
So you've searched for water in the seas in the.
I have not searched for water. Usually,
Sorry,
I know where that is.
You're not Columbus.
Sorry.
You're not- Okay.
Yes. Oh, I know of Christopher Columbus, the man who discovered water.
What I'm
Yes.
getting
He
from
was
you
trying
is
to discover air.
From dreams, it's so hard to tell. He discovered water and then he enslaved it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's right.
That's what
Okay,
happened.
enslaved the water. But
meant
then
to say-
people were
I'm-
like psyched about it. It's hard to put together.
I meant to say treasure, of course. You search for
Right.
treasure underwater.
That's right, I
What are
do.
some of the? Have you found much treasure?
I'm very famous for finding Spanish gold.
Oh wow.
That's right.
you say you're very famous, so
In treasure hunting circles, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, because I don't think I've ever heard of you, have I?
Well, let me ask you this. Have you heard of the Titanic?
wow. I can see the italics in your phrasing.
Sounds
Do you mean the
familiar.
boat or the movie?
What movie?
There's a movie,
Of the boat.
Titanic, about the
boat.
Oh,
boat.
A Night to Remember. That's right, yeah.
No,
Good
no,
classic
not
film.
No, not
Everyone should see it.
No, not
It's
that.
one of the things that made me a treasure hunter.
No, there's a more recent film, although recent by 20 years
What,
ago.
another Night to Remember?
A Night to Remember 2,
second
Night at the
one.
Museum.
One more night.
The movie Titanic, starring Kate Winslet, who puts the titular tit in Titanic.
Titanic.
In
Now,
the
yes,
movie.
when I've heard people dream of this, they don't say it Titanic the way you really shorten that first. Is that the proper
Are
pronunciation?
people dreaming of movies they saw?
Mostly, yes. Well, that's the part I'm a bit
Am I
of a,
doing that?
I'm a bit of a film buff. I don't know.
By the way,
I don't
Kate
know what you want
Winslet
in real
put the
life.
buff in film buff in Titanic, I have to say.
All right. I think I know what you're saying.
She's naked in it.
Does she play Rose DeWitt?
She does play Rose DeWitt, yes.
Am I in this movie?
Wait, who? Let me name
Is there a
something.
character named Brock Lovett in this movie who's a treasure hunter?
Does Leo DiCaprio play
Who
Brock
plays-
Lovett?
yeah, who
He
plays-
the
will-
kid from Growing Pains?
Did you like Growing Pains?
I loved Growing Pains.
What about that Alan Thicke?
He was terrific.
He's a great guy.
Too soon.
Too soon.
He died?
He did.
You don't know when people die?
I just people are still dreaming about him. I thought he was still around. I was like,
Yeah,
this
but
is a
his dreams
genial-
aren't happening, right?
Can I ask
I
you,
didn't think to check him.
Morpheus, can I ask you a question?
Of course, anything. I'm
How
an open
many
book.
people? How many people would you say are dreaming of Alan Thicke on a regular basis?
That's an information I have.
Very
Let me
good
look it up
question.
right now. 17 people.
Oh,
more than I
more
thought.
than I would
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at this very moment.
At this moment, there are 17 Alan Thicke dreams going on.
How many people are dreaming of the Robin Thicke Blurred Lines video?
Let me look at that. 150.
Where
That's
I
a
believe
bummer for Alan.
3 models put the tit into that video.
Which video
The
is the
titular?
least dreamed about?
These passive questions are. It's hard to prove the absence of something.
Is it I Can Dream About You?
No, that's pretty good. That's doing pretty
From
good.
Streets of Fire?
What a great movie that everybody knows. Streets of Fire. Billy, Don't You Lose My Number by Phil Collins is the video
okay.
that the least people are
Oh, the Phil
dreaming of.
Collins.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, so now let me think. There's a Bill Paxton plays a character in this film where I guess he's a treasure
The
hunter.
guy from Weird Science?
Yeah, you saw Aliens as well,
I saw Alien, and I saw Alien Cubed.
right? This was the one in between. It was Aliens to the Second Power.
Pass.
Okay, he's in it. You might like it. But he plays a character who goes looking for, I believe it's called the Heart of the Ocean.
The Heart of the Court of Lemaire. This is my story.
Really?
So this movie's about me.
I guess, yeah, well, I mean, I don't know that the movie's really about the Bill Paxton character.
I mean, every movie, we all star in our own movies, right? Yeah, so yes.
That's
Yeah.
really wise.
Thank you.
I feel like you're trying to let me down easy, Stephanie.
No way. I would never do that to you.
It starts with Bill Paxton
Sounds good. Go on.
looking around for this precious jewel.
He's
that
looking around for it like he walks into a room.
he kind of scans the room.
Anyone seen that Heart of the Ocean?
I mean, you never know where you're going to find it.
I only know what people dream about this movie, and no one has dreamed about this part of the movie.
Yeah, mostly people are dreaming
There's
about
that-
no one dreams about Bill Paxton looking through couch cushions for a priceless necklace.
That's not what I've witnessed. There's a lot of people on the bows of ships and people drawing naked people and love and sacrifice. There's not a guy like looking around for it.
It was the naked portrait. That's how I found Rose DeWitt, because I dove on the Titanic in a submersible, and I found this safe where I thought I was going to find the heart of the ocean, but I did find this sketch of a naked lady. Then I had to call up Rose DeWitt and say, "Hey, look, I found this naked picture.
Well,
Is that you?"
how'd that conversation go? Was that
It was
tough?
awkward.
That's really awkward.
It was awkward.
Did you lead right in with that, or did you try to warm up?
There
to
was
it
like a little small talk at first.
chit chat, just to
Yeah, I was like, "What do you think about sunken gold? Pretty interesting, right? I found some."
So really, what do you think about your profession?
Well, yeah, I wanted
Not
to see if
asking
she
a
was
lot of questions
interested.
about her.
Well, I kind of knew some stuff about her.
And
She's
was
an old lady.
Was it her?
It was her.
Wow.
And so I interviewed her at length.
Did you get it right on the first call?
I did.
Wait,
First person you called was Rose.
Were there
DeWitt?
First
phones? Were there phones? But then,
Yeah, maybe not then, but there are
This
now.
was in 1997.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there
Right,
was phones.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Were they as small as they are now? Or I've noticed that phones, they got smaller for a while. Now they're getting bigger.
We talked landline to landline.
Wow.
That must be hard for you, a person who primarily likes
Lives
to
on the
go
water.
diving.
Deep dives.
Do you feel out of sorts, Brock Levitt, when you are not beneath the ocean?
I do. I love being. Here's the thing. I love being under the ocean looking for treasure, and I love finding treasure under the ocean.
Right.
Those are my two loves.
Two sides of the same coin.
Seems
Okay.
like the right
Ooh,
career
coins.
for
That
you.
gets me going.
Hypothetical. I can give you two vacations.
Okay.
One, you're underwater the whole time, but there's no treasure.
Ooh.
Or lots of treasure, but it is dry as a bone.
Just bone dry.
I guess I got to go with treasure. I like treasure more than anything.
Is that what gets you into the ocean? The promise of treasure?
I think I've established that. But that's why. Because other people haven't gotten that treasure yet, so that's why I go there.
But if suddenly it were to come out front page news, extra, there's no more treasure in the ocean, would you say, well, I'm never going in the ocean again?
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Look, if you told me that treasure was found exclusively at the top of stairs, I'd go out and buy a Fitbit and make my steps every day.
You ever get the bends?
I have gotten the bends, yeah.
Ooh,
It's
that's
tough. That's rough stuff.
That's gotta hurt.
what are these bends? What are these bends you speak of?
Well, it's if you come up too quickly,
The bubbles in your
yes.
blood tend to expand. Is that something?
That's
like
the same if you come out of a nightmare. Nightmares are all in the
It
pools.
feels
here,
a
the
lot like
pools.
that.
The water is. See, there's on the ground here these lakes and
Oh,
these
yeah.
creeks. Those are all made of nightmares.
Ooh, is there any treasure in there?
No, Brock, stay away from those. Those are nightmare creeks. You don't want to go in there.
What's in them?
There's treasure and there's
What?
else?
This is driving me
There's
crazy.
fears.
That's all I want
I'm
to do
not
is
gonna
go in
lie
that
to you.
Nightmare Creek.
Don't be a treasure tease.
I'm not gonna lie. There's some doubloons. I mean, there's nothing great. There's some doubloons. There's a couple arcs. Don't worry about it.
Let me ask you this: do they stay doubloons the whole time, or like you bring them out of the Nightmare Creek, they turn into something else?
They turn into something else,
Okay,
and it's
thank
all
you.
a lesson. And
Good
it's
to know.
cautionary.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
need that.
Yeah.
Well, I will say at the end of the movie Titanic, what happens?
Hold
if I
on a
may
second.
spoil it,
You
yes.
don't have to tell me, because here's what happened in real life. Okay,
Great.
So I meet Rose DeWitt. I'm trying to find this Heart of the Ocean necklace. She goes on with this long story. All I care about is the treasure, right?
Right. But she tells you
We've
along.
She tells me all
established
about
that.
her life. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Stephanie.
You don't care about water. You don't care about Rose. Just treasure.
He's
right.
He's resetting.
I
for
get
this.
it.
That's how I am at the beginning.
I understand.
And then by the end of her story,
She tells you a story about a man with a toupee that is in love with her.
that's right. She tried to claim he had alopecia, but I was like, his eyebrows are fine, so I don't buy your story. I think he's just regular old bald.
I know someone with alopecia, by the way.
Gentil alopecia?
Wow, what a brag. What a brag.
It's tough. It's tough going.
I wish I could meet somebody with alopecia.
Does he really have alopecia, or did he fake alopecia to get out of a long-term relationship?
I've never been able to determine
You've
it.
never been able?
Well, I mean,
I feel like you know one thing about this guy.
I do know that his wife's name was Carla Fer.
All right, we're getting off track.
I can tell who has real alopecia because in the people who are faking alopecia in their dreams, they have hair. But the real alopecia people in their dreams, nobody has
That
hair.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you can't die in your dream. You
You can't go bald.
You can't have alopecia in your dreams unless you have alopecia.
Yeah, if you do, then you're going to wake up with real alopecia.
So she tells you this story.
And by the end of the story, I realized the Titanic was more than just a treasure hunt. You know, this is about people's lives, and I had a new respect for it.
Wow.
And I was sad that I wasn't going to get the heart of the ocean, that it was lost forever. And I even I was keeping a cigar that I was going to smoke after I found it. I threw it overboard.
Wow, what a symbol of a moment.
Exactly. So
What a sacrifice.
Rose and I stayed in contact, and we became friends. And, you know, she died a couple months ago, and I went to her funeral. And her granddaughter, Lizzie, confided in me that Rose had the heart of the ocean the whole time,
Whoa.
never told me, and threw it over the side of the boat.
Yeah, she does that in the movie. She does it like literally right after she talks to you.
we
Like
saw
she was
it.
wearing it the entire time. If you had just like maybe opened up the cleavage of her shirt or
As
something,
people-
you
I'm
could
not going to do that.
people
What a
do.
weird thing.
Well, you're diving around in the ocean. Why not dive around in there?
There's several reasons.
A few.
Do you really need this explained?
There's a few.
I don't know.
Wow.
I may not know boundaries.
Scott sounds like a guy I should bring him over to the wet dreams section of the dreaming.
Yeah, I'm a greedy monster with gold fever, but what you said is really not cool. So anyway,
There are good guys left in the world.
right? I'm
Right
one
here.
of them.
You're one of them. There we go. The one.
You probably won't be going to see too many movies if you date Brock over here because he's missed.
I've seen a few movies. I've missed some others. What's the big deal?
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Let's see, favorite movie of all time. I gotta go with Used Cars.
Used Cars,
Starring
the
Kurt Russell.
Robert Zemeckis film.
Sure.
No one has dreamed of that movie. I don't know.
No
much
one
about
ever?
It.
Used
I don't.
cars.
Not even me.
Let me check. No, you haven't either.
That's too bad.
It's not in your library at all.
No, there's no record of anybody having dreamed of this film. I got Tin Men. Is it like Tin Men?
Not really.
I've never seen that one. So
All right.
I don't
Well, a
know.
lot of people have dreamed of Tin Men.
Well, the Fun Young Cannibals are in it.
Let me see.
All of them?
Yeah, all three of them.
There's
right there
three.
in Tin
There's
Men.
three people. People have only dreamed of two of the Fine Young.
That's
Men.
weird because I usually never miss their movies.
So here's
got-
my question. Now, when you found out that information a couple of months ago, that the heart of the ocean is right where you were, why not dive back down in there and try scooping it up or something?
Okay, well, did you hear the part where this is years later?
Wow.
20 years, but I mean, you found it. You found the Titanic, so why can't you find the heart of the ocean?
Yeah, it might still be
Oh,
there.
you found a gigantic ocean liner. Why can't you find a necklace?
It's
well-
probably in the same sort of area. As
Yeah, it's
where
probably-
the
Probably
boat
20
went
years
down.
later?
Yeah.
Probably just right. It probably hasn't reached the bottom of the ocean
Yeah,
yet.
no one saw that movie. so it's not like anyone
Unless
knows
as
it's
it was
there.
tumbling down, it somehow got wrapped around a turtle's neck, who then took
look,
like an
we're-
airstream
we're-
to.
True.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Turtles.
I was furious when I found this out. I punched and kicked the coffin.
Okay, just the coffin, not the daughter.
No, I couldn't get it open. Well,
okay.
not the granddaughter, Lizzie. No,
No, she's a lovely woman, I'm sure.
she's a very lovely woman.
Really?
I flirted with her quite a bit.
Really?
Yes, I
And
did.
How was she receptive to that, or
No,
she just?
she was tolerant of it.
But you didn't rip open her top like Scott suggested.
No.
Okay. Because that's apparently his move.
I knew what flirting was and what flirting wasn't.
Okay.
It's really not hard to tell the difference. It's actually very simple.
Okay.
So you kick the coffin. This is in full view of the mourners.
Yeah. I screamed and yelled. I said, can you believe this lady committed a sin of omission, never told me that she had this necklace the whole time, and everyone they were stifling laughter.
Oh, no.
No one even tried to stop me from kicking and punching the coffin.
So in a movie...
Everyone knew.
In a movie, this would be a comedic scene where we're laughing at the person of how ridiculous he is.
It's a pretty dark movie. If that's a funny scene, somebody punching and kicking a coffin.
It's a dark comedy. It's something like,
like The Room.
Ruthless People. Or Throw Mama from the Train, from the Twisted Mind of Danny DeVito, something like that. So
Other People's Money, that's a pretty common dreamed about movie.
Is it really?
Yeah. Other People's Money is one of the top 10 most dreamed of movies.
Wow.
Not many people see it, but it really gets into people's
All
brains.
of these movies have Bette Midler in them,
they might. Throw Mama from the Train doesn't.
but Anne Ramsey's in that. She's terrific.
Right, she's amazing. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Don't you think people knew about this because everyone has seen the movie Titanic?
Everyone at that funeral knew about it. No one had told me. And these were people I considered my friends.
You considered the granddaughter, the acquaintances of Rose.
You have to
be your
understand,
friends?
we were on that boat for a long time listening to this woman tell that story.
How long was it? Because in movie time,
was like
it was
2.5 hours.
Yeah, in movie, it's too long.
So you consider someone you listen to a story for 2 hours, they're your best friends?
We all bonded. We all became fast friends.
Okay.
And kept in touch all these many years.
Wow. If you wish, Brock, I could go to the people who were at that funeral and give them nightmares.
Oh, would you please?
Yes.
I'd really appreciate it.
Wait, so you can give people nightmares, but you can't take nightmares away?
I could.
I thought you just rubber stamped stuff.
I could if I wanted. I'm just saying, if I choose to get involved, I have a lot of,
a lot of leeway.
Yes, but if
are you like one of
you
these?
choose to get
I have to
involved.
go down and really.
You're not like one of these Uatu guys, are you?
I'm not
Where
sure.
you just watch, you're forbidden to interfere.
How do you know who Uatu is?
Uatu.
Everyone knows who Uatu is.
Uatu, the more obscure name of the still obscure character, the Watcher.
That's right.
From the Fantastic Four comics?
Correct.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Watcher.
How do you know the Fantastic Four comics? People dreaming about those?
Comic book fans are so spectrumy, they dream of the comics very precisely.
Okay.
So comic books come through loud and clear, as do numbers and piles of things, but not...
Piles of what things?
Just things. If spectrumy people see piles of things, their dreams transmit that information exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Just like piles of things that they saw.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brock, we're coming up on a break here. I feel terrible for you.
I don't think you do.
I feel terrible for you.
I think that you do.
Thank you.
I
do.
feel nothing. I simply fulfill my responsibilities.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
I'm neutral.
Okay. So is there anything else you wanted to say about this situation before we go to a break?
I just want to say, if anyone finds the Coeur de la Mer, the Heart of the Ocean necklace, if it washes up on shore, if you're swimming
around a turtle's neck,
if it's around a turtle's neck, if a dolphin is like bouncing it around for fun, that belongs to me. I want that necklace.
Some would say finders keepers. Do you abide by those kind of rules?
You are a treasure hunter.
What do you... No, I obviously don't.
But you're the finder usually, therefore the keeper.
I'm calling dibs on that. I came as close as anyone's ever going to come.
Well, Rose was closer. It was around her supple décolletage.
She didn't find it. It was given to her. She wasn't searching for it.
So if something is given, then it's their possession.
What are you doing? You don't understand what I'm talking about.
Isn't it in someone's dreams?
Finders, keepers, losers,
I could
weepers.
find it. Yes,
Yeah.
if someone has
Okay.
dreamed about it, I could find
Now I feel the time has come to ask you.
it. Yes.
Can you give me the Heart of the Ocean?
I can give you a dream of the heart of the ocean. I could give you a very vivid dream of it.
Could you give
Right
him
now,
the
look, here
address
it
of
is.
the person who dreamed
Look here,
it?
in my hands. This is the heart of the ocean. Yes, is
The
it not?
Heart of the Ocean.
This is your dream of it, from your memories.
the Coeur de la Mer.
Touch it. Touch it.
May I?
Too, please. Oh, it's snakes.
Why?
That's funny.
Why?
Oh, good dream
Why?
joke.
They
Good
all bit
dream
you.
joke.
They all bit you on the fingies.
Yep. Good little dream move. That's a dream
10
move, right?
snakes, each biting one of my fingers.
Not nice. Not
All right,
nice.
we
One
need
snake per fingy.
we need to go to a break. When we come back, can you guys stick around? I mean, obviously we're dreaming, so we have to stick around.
time
until
is
we
I
wake
got
up.
nothing to do now.
All right, we'll be right back. This is exciting. Someone from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats is going to be here. We are going to be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. You ever be walking down the street and see a bald guy? This is a bad stand-up. This is not good. This is not good writing. No, but have you ever seen a bald guy and you've been like, I don't have to worry about that for a while. Hair loss, it's not your dad's problem. You know what I mean? Hair loss, it happens sooner than you'd think. Sooner than you'd like, certainly, but sooner than you would think a lot of times. In fact, by 35 years of age, 2 out of 3 men are going to start losing their hair. Those are frightening statistics. 2 out of 3 men are going to start blink, blunk, blunk, hair upon the ground, drifting down the shower drain. Well, introducing Keeps, a new company offering a simple, clinically proven, affordable way to stop hair loss. It can stop it. Complete with the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products, Keeps is clinically proven to help you keep the hair you have. Plus, it is entirely online. Your hair is online? Well, you have to keep your hair online? How do you upload it to the internet? Oh, no, Keeps is, the whole system is online. And it's only $10 to $35 a month, half of what you would typically pay at the pharmacy. Better yet, sign up is easy. It takes less than 5 minutes. You just answer a few questions. What are these questions, I wonder? Are you going to go bald? Am I going bald? Are you going bald? You also snap some photos. Well, that's cool. And then a licensed doctor, don't worry, a licensed doctor remotely reviews your information and gives you the right prescription. Within 2 or 3 days, a 3-month supply of your treatment is going to arrive at your door. This is cool. It's quite frankly, it's embarrassing to go into a doctor and say, I might lose my hair. What are you going to give me? And then they laugh at you. This is all done online. You don't worry about it. Stop hair loss today the easy way with Keeps, offering customized treatment plans with only FDA-approved hair loss products for about $1 a day. I would gladly, if someone were to say to me, hey, do you want to keep your hair? It'll cost you $1 every single day. If like the bully at school were to come up to me and go, you're not going to have hair unless you give me $1 a day. I'd be like, hey, equitable trade, fair and equitable. Here's $1. Only about $1 a day, and it's done from the comfort of your couch. To receive your first month of treatment for free, go to keeps.com/bangbang. That's KEEPS.com/bangbang. That's a free month of treatment at keeps.com/bangbang. Keeps, hair today, hair tomorrow. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. Stephanie Wittels Wach. The book is Everything is Horrible and Wonderful, in stores next week. We also have Morpheus the Dream Lord. And we are within
the
his
dreaming. You're in the domain of the dreaming.
Yes.
Welcome to it.
We also have Brock Lovett, Treasure Hunter.
Treasure Hunter,
of
Brock
note.
Lovett. Now, Stephanie, maybe this has been covered already, but
Sure.
Stephanie Wittels Wach, your name is a sentence.
And a good one, too.
Yeah.
And it's almost a sentence like the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, where I think that maybe every single letter is in that sentence.
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, we planned it that way. Yeah. I picked a spouse, a mate, so
Right.
I could have a whole.
You ever out there in
sentence that I
Houston,
wanted.
Texas, on your porch, just like you take a block of wax and you start whittling it, and then you look around at passersby and go,
Yeah. That is what I do every day. I whittle wax.
Did you try to
every
marry
day.
somebody named Wood?
Would have been a lot easier.
Or somebody called
I
away
did.
the time.
I did, but you love who you love, and I love to wax.
The heart
true.
wants what it wants.
The heart wants what it
So in
wants.
the heart of the ocean, what?
That's
No.
Everybody calm down.
All right, we do need to get to our next guest, and this is exciting because I'm a theater lover.
Yeah, me too.
And
Me too.
Stephanie here went to NYU for
Theater
theater.
mage. Yeah.
And I don't
Theater
know-
major wizard? A wizard of theater?
I'm a wizard of theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he is. Oh, this is exciting because he's in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats. Please welcome the Rum Tum Tugger.
Thank you very much for having me, Scott.
Coming in hot.
Wow.
Oh, I watch this show every time it's on the radio, and I sauntered in here, and it feels very nice. What do you think about that?
I
heavens.
appreciate it.
What a strange creature you
What
are.
a rascal.
There are strangers around, and I don't know what to do. Should I get up on the table or pout in a drawer?
If I know the Rum Tum Tugger, he's going to get up on that table.
I'm gonna get up on the table, okay?
Rum Tum Tugger,
He's
welcome.
on the table.
What creature?
Wow.
You look
Meow.
feline-esque, but you also look like a person.
And there's no doing anything about it.
It's incredible.
Terrifying.
Incredible.
Rum Tum Tugger, you are, for people who don't know Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats, you're the rebel of the
I'm a
Cats.
curious cat.
Right.
Ow!
That's a lyric in the show. The Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat.
And it's a lyric in my life. It's the only life I know. If you know another one, please point to the exit.
Okay.
No exact exit from the dreaming.
Wow.
Rum Tum Tugger, I have a question.
Question from the man over here with the gruff voice.
Are you curious in the sense that you're curious about things, or you're curious in the sense that what a curious character?
Now you've hit both. I'm both, okay? Why pick one when you can eat wet and dry? That's cat food. You can mix them together and your cats will come running. Why don't you give it a try?
Rum Tum Tugger, I have to say that it's interesting because when it's said in the musical Cats that you're curious, we all know the expression "curiosity killed the cat." I thought it was like Chekhov's gun, where you were going to be beheaded or something in the show.
Well, I could go to the heaviside layer, but they didn't choose me. Instead, that bitch Grisabella went.
That's right. She goes up into space. What? I've never quite understood this show.
Well, the jellicle ball comes down, and we select which cat gets on it so they can return with another life.
Wait, now, I thought the Jellicle Ball was a party. It's not, it's an actual object?
I think it's a spaceship. I don't look around. I just concern myself with my paws and my life.
I thought it was like E.T., where the spaceship comes down to take him home. And
Never seen E.T. Too busy doing cats.
Just judging from people's dreams of the cats, I thought the Jellicle Ball was sort of like a god or something, or like an ambassador from another world.
Oh, you can pray. You can pray to who you want. You can do what you want when you're a cat. You don't learn to sit. You don't learn to stay. You can pray all diggity damn day.
Wow. Wow.
Is Cats this much of a high energy show? I've only seen people.
The one time I saw it, it seemed there were like actors kind of pretending to lick themselves in the aisles.
Yes, we used to be actors, but then we fused with the characters. It's so much easier than getting into this makeup.
Wait. So you used to be an actor?
Yeah, yeah, I also went to NYU.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, what was?
I thought you
I
were
was
familiar.
at experimental theater. Yeah.
What was you, a theater mage?
Yeah, theater
What was
mage,
your
yeah.
human name?
Stan?
Stan.
Yeah, Stanley. Hey, what's up?
Stanley? Wait, Stan Lee?
Stanley, yeah.
Excelsior.
No. Stanley's my first name. Just,
Oh, okay. Much like Stan Lee.
I don't
his
know
name
who
is
that is.
Stan Lee.
I'm sorry. I've been full Cats mode since like about 1981, so I don't get out.
FCM?
Since the beginning.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of
original
other stuff.
cast member.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is this better for you guys? Because it's incredibly taxing on me
To sing that much?
No, it's
Or-
it's taxing on me now to do this voice.
To do this
I
voice.
wish, I wish to see Rum Tum Tugger.
Okay, he's here. He never left. I've just been licking a thumb.
Rum Tum Tugger, as the host of The Dreaming, may I offer you something to drink? Can I get you something?
Oh.
Diet Coke, a breeze of nostalgia.
If you offer me Coke, I only want Pepsi.
What a rebel.
What a rebel.
What a rebel.
What a rebel,
All right.
yeah.
Curious.
I'll see what I can do.
Cats like Pepsi. Is that
Cats love
standard?
Pepsi if you put it in a bowl.
Dogs love Coke. Cats love Pepsi.
I knew that.
Hamsters love Fanta. They're wild and small.
Birds love RC Cola.
So all of you, Rum Tum Tugger, have been actors who have transmogrified into these characters. So even Betty Buckley.
I don't know that word, but Dame Judi Dench was the original Grisabella.
She was?
It's true.
Is that
She
the one that
was
sings
indeed.
Memory? The Memory
Oh, yeah.
singer?
She never forgets she's like an elephant. How?
Stan, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dan.
Not now. But when you have a moment, could I use you to create nightmares for people? Could I, at some point, ask you to enter the nightmare brook and infect the nightmares of whoever would be sleeping right now?
I sometimes have a
I guess,
nightmare about cats, and it's just that I have to watch cats again.
Ooh, who's your favorite?
It's a nightmare.
Zero of them.
Is it Skimble Shanks?
I've never told. Andrew Lloyd Webber has been a guest on this show many times, and I've never been able to confess to him the cats is just an excruciating experience, isn't it?
What about Mr. Mistopheles? He wears a hat and he's very mysterious.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Mungo Jerry and Rumpelteazer, they're my favorites too.
Oh,
I love Mungo Jerry.
The
In
band?
the summertime when the weather is hot.
I like that song as well. He stole it from Cats.
Since you're a rebel and you are a curious cat,
But I do have a cause. It's to be a cat.
Heavily established at this point, by the way. Rebel and curious cat.
yes, I just wasn't sure. I wanted to make absolutely sure you're a rebel and a curious cat. What? Who are you loyal to? Who do you serve?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Are you subservient to any master or?
Well, if you're asking if I'm house trained, the answer is yes, because I respect myself and my roommates.
You say
roommates.
that, but as we've been talking, you peed in the corner.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
No, that's the opposite of house trained.
Well, you're not my roommates. Did you ask me for the rent? No, you're a fan and
Pay
a
me some
friend,
rent.
I think.
I'm
Do
not
I
a fan.
owe you some rent? I just
hates
got
it. He
here.
hates it.
You're worse than a parking meter, Scott.
So if someone asks you for rent, you're not going to pee in their corner?
If you ask me for rent, then I won't take a leak.
Okay.
If I pay you that rent, then I'll live here for a week. And there's no doing anything about it.
This is a lot like watching cats.
This is a nightmare for me. I feel like I'm
Why?
currently
Yeah, are we in a nightmare right now,
Is this
Morph?
a
Let me
nightmare?
Check.
What's
Yes,
going on?
we are in a nightmare. This is a
This is a
nightmare.
nightmare.
Nightmares are also storms
I have a
that
question.
pass over the
Oh,
realm.
Stan's
Yeah,
back.
I have a
Yes.
question.
Stan.
Is it
Stan.
Stanley.
God.
Stan?
Stanley, sorry.
Stanley.
Stanley Hutchinson. Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot because that's your last name.
Yeah.
So it helps in determining who you are.
Okay,
yeah.
so-
you really parceled out that name, by the way. You said Stan, then Stanley, and now Hutchinson.
Well, I'm not used to revealing this identity anymore. So,
Right.
look, I'm wondering, what Dream Master?
Morpheus?
Yes, Morpheus. Is this my nightmare? Because I have these a lot where I'm trapped as the cat and I can't stop being the cat.
Let me check. Yes, this is your constant nightmare.
Okay,
God.
this
Yes.
makes sense. So
You
you're
guys,
just
I'm so sorry.
You're just a guy who has been in Cats.
Yeah, I was in Cats. I was in the 81 production. I stayed with it for 5 years, and then I
Yeah.
left, and now I'm.
Oh, okay. So
Now
you have
I'm
these
just in
dreams where
marketing.
suddenly you're in Cats, but you don't remember any of the lyrics, and instead you're singing gibberish.
I remember the lyrics. I think I just choose to punch them up. But thank you. For
So you do remember
calling it
all the
gibberish.
lyrics to your songs.
Oh yeah.
Then let's hear a little bit of it.
Oh God, I guess I gotta. The rum tum tugger is a curious cat. If you offer me pheasant, I'd rather have grouse. If you set me on a house, then I much prefer a flat. If you set me on a flat, then I'd rather have a house. If you set me on a mouse, then I only want a rat. If you set me on a rat, then I'd rather just a mouse. Ow, ow.
Wow,
Guys, do I have to do any more?
I can't
Okay.
think of anything more surprising than offering somebody grouse and they want pheasant. That would maybe throw me more than
Yeah.
anything I
That's
could.
my nightmare.
Yes,
What is a
Also-
grouse? I don't.
It's like a bird.
it's a grouchy
hunted
pheasant.
bird, yeah.
No, grouchy pheasant.
I'm really
Yes,
sorry.
Brock,
guys.
you have a question?
Well, that wasn't any less gibberish than what he was doing before.
Yeah,
well, I
that's
think
true.
I think I punch it up normally in the dream because
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote this stuff in like
So Stanley, what have you
Yeah.
been doing since you stopped doing Cats? Have you?
I'm in
continued-
marketing.
You're in marketing.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Cats, it didn't pan out 5 years. and-
no, it ended my career in the theater.
Really?
No
So
longer
people
an
saw
actor.
you were in Cats and they were like, we don't want to hire
They
you.
just never worked with you again.
No, I couldn't do it anymore. I said, if this is what it's like, I got to get out. This is like
Stephanie, this is a lot like you. You
That-
just,
we have the same
getting up
story.
at
Really?
4 a.m.
Stanley.
thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, what musical did it for you? Was it The Unsinkable Molly Brown?
Yes, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do musicals. I didn't
Okay.
have your kind of talent.
Hey,
So.
well,
Yeah,
You're
but
very talented. I'm sorry that
Thanks
you
a
left
lot,
the
man.
biz.
Sure, but that is a talent that's being squandered right now in marketing.
I think I'm using it well in marketing. I think
What
that
are you
I,
marketing?
I sell people. Basically, I am. I
You're a
represent.
slave trader?
Well, no, I represent different creative freelancers to the advertising industry. So,
It's a form of slavery.
well, hey,
Corporate slavery.
they're trying to find work. These freelancers, and corporations don't want to sort through hundreds of resumes, so I do it for them, and then I.
Oh, I see. So this is like a website that I've heard about.
Yeah, Createch.
Oh no, not that one. No,
That's the one I work for.
Oh no, we don't.
I'm
No,
very
no,
proud
we
of.
don't. We don't like to say that one.
Oh,
on
you don't
this
like to
show.
say that? I love that one. I know some good people that run that
No,
one.
no, we're not allowed.
A nice
to say
guy
it.
started
no.
it.
In fact, I'm going to have to ask you to retract that.
Which
Oh,
is
I'm
just
really
to be
sorry.
just to
Yeah.
be clear. So a while ago, you did fuse with the character of Rum Tum Tugger. You look like Rum Tum Tugger,
Yeah.
but you say you're in marketing.
No. In the dream, this is a dream that
This is Stanley
has-
I'm having a
Hutchinson's
hard
nightmare.
time.
No, actually, Brock, you've hit right on it.
Is that what happened?
Wait, that is true.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to be Stanley. Basically, I have to
So
go
you-
into extensive hair and makeup to look like a regular guy to go to my 9-to-5 job.
This is in the waking world.
In the waking
in the
world,
waking
I'm
world, you
lucid
are
dreaming right now.
you're a fused cat human in the waking world.
Yeah, I am.
But you work in marketing.
Yep.
The dream part is just that you're still doing cats.
Yeah, that I'm trapped because what I did was I surgically fused with the cat character.
Right.
We all did because we were doing 14 shows a week back then.
Right. So it's
saved
more
time.
natural to
Yeah,
evolve
the
into
costume
it.
thing.
I was only a
Who's the
human,
time?
30 minutes a day.
It's like how humans evolved from swimming into monkeys into whatever we are now.
Exactly.
Yeah, just necessity.
Yeah.
The cast of Hamilton has sewn the wigs onto their scalp.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
What if they just
Well, that's what people have
throw
dreamed.
their hair out?
That's
That
what
was
people have dreamed.
The final season of Orphan Black was about that, I think.
That's right.
So, how then do you prepare to get into marketing? Is it when you say makeup? Is it cover up or is it?
Yeah, heavy cover up, lots
yeah.
of wigs,
So you
Lots
sort
of
like,
wigs.
googly glasses.
Are you wearing more than one wig at
Oh
a
yeah,
time?
like Shaka Khan. She wears 2 wigs at all times.
I did not know that.
And most drag queens, it's a cool trick. She
I
also
only
dyes
know-
it with food color.
I'm only aware of Rufus. People have only dreamed of Rufus.
So what do you look
I
like?
only know Wrath of.
I don't know why I got these Shaka Khan facts, but yeah, no, that's
So what do you look like when the makeup is over? Is it you look like white
Wait,
chicks
we're
or
done
something?
with Shaka Khan facts already?
Sorry.
Sorry, I feel for you.
that's all I got.
I think I love you.
I think that was Rufus and Sarita, actually, wasn't it? No, that was Shaka.
It's only.
Isn't there a break
Prince-
in the
Prince-
song where he says Shaka
Shaka
Khan
Khan,
over
Shaka
and
Khan,
over
let me
again?
rock you, Shaka.
Yeah,
I
her
got
name is
confused.
said many times in the song.
It's
I'm more of a
a
Sarita fan.
it's a Prince cover, to be fair.
Oh, you're right. Hey, you're right. I haven't listened to a lot of music lately. Just
Cats over and over. Yeah. So again, what do you look like at the end of the process? 2 wigs, a lot of cover up, a lot of concealer.
Kind of like Anthony Anderson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I would not have guessed.
It takes 2 wigs to get to that level of hair. Yeah.
Do you make sure that you have a very clearly defined beard line?
Oh yeah, that's the male contour. Absolutely. Yeah, I do.
You look like an old school G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I try to.
Is Anthony Anderson the guy who was in Jack Kangaroo?
No,
Kangaroo Jack.
is
Oh,
what
I
you're
don't
thinking
really-
of.
Not in
yeah.
the dreaming, it's not.
I don't really know, but a lot of people mistake me for him. They're like, "Hey, love doing Blackish." They really bust me.
So it takes 2 wigs to make a thing go right, and you go out there and you work every day, and then
Yeah.
when you get home, do you throw everything off and you just
Oh, yeah.
bounce around the house as Rum Tum Tugger?
I jump up high and I
Ooh, I
jump
didn't
down
mean for
low
that to
and I
happen.
crawl
think you
underneath
can
and
see
then
now.
I
Push
take
that
a little
button.
bath. I lick my paws and I rub them on my eyes because I'm a sleepy, weepy, weepy little baby cat.
Do you crawl up a post or anything at home?
Oh,
Like,
I crawl up a post and then I eat the raisin bran that sits on top that I leave for myself.
Do you live alone or with another
I
cat?
got roommates who
Yes,
I mentioned
roommates.
before.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
that's why I trained myself to piss in a box.
They ask him for
In
rent
the
and
box.
he
pees
pisses in the
corner.
box.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
When you're at
Nope,
work,
doing anything.
when you're at work, do you piss into a toilet or do you need a litter box there at work?
Well, no. When I get dressed, when I become my human self again, I use the regular toilet. I try to keep any kind of rhythmic outbursts to a minimum. I'm basically playing the role of a man named Stanley Hutchinson.
Right. How much do you look like your original self when you put on all this makeup? Or did you originally look like a thinner Anthony Anderson and now you've just expanded because it's
Thinner.
Oh my gosh. Richard Bachman?
Oh no!
Whoa.
Sorry, all curses in the dreaming are
my God.
real. All curses in the
How-
Oh,
dreaming
I
are
didn't
real.
mean to curse you. I just
be
wanted
careful, everybody.
Oh,
be
no.
careful with the curses.
I
'cause
just
any-
wanted to stroke your face and say thinner. That's all.
Oh no, you're
Shit.
cursed with the thinner curse.
Oh no, I've never even seen that movie. How am I dreaming about it?
I didn't finish the story, but I think you're screwed. I think.
Fuck. Okay. So is that going to affect how I put on all my cats or put on all my
You're gonna
non-cats
you're gonna be
makeup?
losing weight rapidly. Yeah.
Yeah, very right. Oh my gosh,
God,
you're
it's gonna be
wasting
hard. Oh,
away
God.
as. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
you're-
God. I'm very small.
Well, you look like a hunky Anthony Anderson right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thanks. I mean, I didn't think he looked that bad to begin with, but
Kangaroo
I mean,
jacked.
you know,
Yeah.
chiseled, I guess. is
yeah,
what
I guess I'm kind of cut now, huh?
Spandex is looking good on you now.
Thank you so much. It feels very nice.
Can I get you some tuna? You look like you're wasting away.
I'll get the tuna. Would you like tuna or?
If you offer me tuna, I'd rather have cod.
Well, this is going to be frustrating.
Yeah, they don't really.
I'll bring a series of options, and you can contrary to whichever one you settle
Looking
on.
a gift horse in the mouth.
What I'd really like, guys, is I'd like to go back to my human self. And I mean, I know this is a dream, but like, do you have any powers?
Yeah, do you-
Morpheus?
I mean-
Only in the dreaming, I can give you a dream of your human self.
But Morpheus.
You can't really
Yeah.
do anything.
Morpheus, you probably if I know my ethereal magical creatures that sort of stand in for human things.
You mean
Okay.
anthropomorphic personifications of ideas.
Thank you, Brock.
Yes.
Obviously.
If I know them,
Yes.
they're usually granted some sort of powers
Okay.
that they can use as an exception
Okay.
to the rule.
Now and then, if I really bear down, I do have some small dominion in the waking world.
Oh,
now, I am not permitted
God.
to ever visit it, but I can go into somebody's dreams and make a change to them, which will be true when they awaken. You're right.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I'm
But you
tell
don't
ya,
wanna do it now.
I'm really not supposed to do it.
Well,
it's
wait.
a big ask.
Well, what if, I don't want to be selfish, so what if you did one for everyone here? Like, Scott, I'm sure there's something
Well,
in
now
your
you're
life
asking for four things.
you want
No,
changed.
that's more fair
it's
because
more egalitarian.
then we're all in
Oh,
a
okay.
pact and nobody will tell on anybody.
Oh,
If
that's
anybody-
true,
If
yeah.
anybody tells on me, I'll come retract them all.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
okay.
So
Brock,
we'll all be in on it.
Brock, what do you want?
Well, I think we should start with you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to go back to Stanley Rum Tum Tugger?
And give up the tugger forever?
You can
I
never
thought
go
that's what
back.
you
I
wanted.
thought that's what you want.
I know, but
when I do
the
this,
realization of
Now
it,
you're
It
thinking
can't
about
be
it.
undone.
it's really, it's throwing me for a loop here.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
look, when we talk to Brock and he says he wants the heart of the ocean, he's
number
not gonna,
one, that's my thing.
He's not going to say, "Am I sure I want the heart of the
No,
ocean?"
I'm sure.
yeah, no, you're right.
100%.
His objective is clear and he's sticking
love
to
treasure.
it. I guess I am waffling a little bit, but
Yeah.
the
I also
emotional.
want waffles.
Go back to acting school. What is your objective here? What do
Yes.
you want?
It's one NYU professional talking to another.
Go
you
back
go.
to acting school.
Go back.
I guess-
Reach.
When you tish upon a star.
I guess I want to be an actor, but I don't want to have to look like a cat to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, are you turned into me?
It's
think
just Brock, you have such a unique accent. It's hard not to mina bird you.
All right.
Would you prefer this? Then I'm
No,
definitely
no,
me.
no, no. We're
That's
good.
fine.
We're good with
Nobody
Stanley.
else can sound like the Tugger because he has his own voice and his
Please.
own sense
right.
of self.
Help
Well,
him, please.
I can't do anything permanent here, but when you all awaken, you will have your heart's desires.
Wow.
My core's desires?
Is that the tish?
Core de la mer.
I
I thought it was a torso reference.
Yeah, I
like
think,
you're
I think it was
working your core.
Coming out of acting school, that's what it seems
I
like
do want to
me.
be able to be better at planking.
You should do Pilates.
It's good advice from Rum Tum Tugger. So when we wake up,
You'll have your heart's desires.
we're going to have our heart's desires. Okay, well, you
But,
know
and
what?
tell no one of where you got it. 'Cause-
I would
no,
never-
seriously, because I will be in trouble.
Hey, in the words of the immortal Brittany Murphy, I'll never tell.
All right.
We are running out of time here.
All
on
right,
the
then I
show,
shall
though.
release you back to the waking
No, not
world.
yet. We have
Okay.
one last feature to do on the show
Oh,
before
okay.
you release us, if that's okay.
No, I'm glad because I'm gone when that happens.
Okay, it's a little something that we like to call plugs.
Things that you plug.
Funky.
Ended right at the breakdown. That was Things That You Plug by Kevin McLean. Kevin McLean, not Kevin McAllister.
And not John McClane,
Neither John McClane nor Kevin McAllister.
nor McLean Stevenson.
Nope. What if the three of them got in a room and did a movie together? Just one room. It's just a bottle episode.
It's called Room. Tomb.
Room Tomb.
Room 2.
From Room to Tomb.
Room 2 should be called Tomb.
Room 2. Tomb.
Tomb.
And he dies in it. Johnny dies.
Let's plug it up. Stephanie, what do we want to plug? Obviously, the book is out next week.
Yeah, it's really...
Everything is horrible and wonderful.
Yes, it's as Sarah said on the cover, very funny.
Sarah Silverman says, beautiful, funny, and epically poignant.
Yes. Yes, it is all of those things.
I would say fans of this show should try to make this sell out and to post reviews on Amazon and all that kind of stuff.
Try to do the 5 stars, not the 4.5.
Yeah, exactly.
But be honest.
I mean,
But be honest.
Be honest.
be honest.
No, those Amazon people, they take off reviews they think are
Just shills or
yes.
friends.
So you gotta reel it up a little.
Got to look for the verified purchase.
Yep, that's right.
Exactly. Morpheus, what do you want to plug?
Well, let me see. There's a real obscure podcast some people have been dreaming about that I'd like to plug just because I'm a fan. It's called Screw It. We're just going to talk about Spider-Man. And that's what it is. It's a podcast about that. And just for no reason at all, I'd like to plug that.
Okay, great.
Yep.
By the way, Stephanie, you we never got to it when we were talking, but you have a theater out in Houston that you should plug as well.
Yeah, you've been there.
I have.
Yeah, it's called Rec Room. It's it's a performance.
Rec Room
space.
2,
Rec Room 2, Tomb. It's called Tomb. My performance. Yeah, it's called Tomb. You can drink there. You can do performance there.
And it's a theater that hosts what types of shows?
All of it. We do theater, comedy, music, dance, opera. Just did an opera.
Wow.
So if you're
Where can people get
creative,
information about this?
Recroomarts.org.
Recroomarts.org.
.org. That's legit.
And guys,
That's like real. That's non-corruptible.
yeah, it's a .org.
And is that
it's a
one
nonprofit.
of is that one of the domains that your husband owns?
That's my domain.
Out of the 100 that he
That's
owns,
mine.
that's yours.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
You're standing in my
Yes.
domain.
That's right. So your domain is dreams, and your domain is recroom.org.
Yeah.
and your husband has hundreds of
Hundreds,
domains.
thousands.
Yeah.
That's why I married him. The wax and the domains. And I also have a podcast.
Yes.
We have like 100 followers. It's we've done 85 episodes.
Wow, so you gain one per episode.
One per
usually.
episode.
Wow.
Yeah. It's called Hands Off Parents, and it's about being a shitty parent.
And it's sort of like the sequel to Hands on a Hard Body.
Exactly that. And we
Great.
sing. We
Great.
sing it. Yeah.
Brock, what do you want to plug?
Well, first of all, I'm really glad to hear about this theater in Houston because I'm from there, I bet. I just want to plug the idea of honesty among friends, and
You're
if
just
you,
trying to make people give you this thing that you
I'm just
say
saying,
you called dibs on.
Here's the thing. Of course, I want that necklace very badly, but I also want my friends to be straight with me. She could have told me so many times that she had that necklace. So if you have a friend,
maybe
be
she
honest
thought
with
that you saw the movie Titanic. I mean, you're one of the only people in the history of the
Why
world who
would
didn't
she
see it.
You don't think she'd bring it up like if she thought I saw it? Like, hey, did you see that movie?
Do you
where
remember
we're
when-
both characters in it?
When the movie came out, did she have any kind of conversations with you where she was dancing around it?
She
or?
dropped off the grid for a while. I mean, like, I didn't talk to her for almost a full year.
Okay, yeah. She probably was very worried about you seeing that movie and what you were going to think about it.
I remember the last thing she said to me was, "Don't watch the Oscars."
That must have come out of nowhere.
It did, but I look, she was my friend. I didn't watch the Oscars.
Right? Okay. Ever since then, or did you just that year?
I can't bring myself to watch them since Billy Crystal doesn't host anymore.
Oh, yeah. Those one-arm push-ups.
Sad times.
Yeah. Rum Tum Tugger, what are you plugging? What are you
Well-
plugging?
Oh, I guess I'm just plugging. If you go to a show, imagine that these people are trapped in those clothes. They can't get out. They're very sad. So sit in the audience and clap and laugh because they need you. I need you. And I need to get out. And if you like music, I'm in a band.
What's the band? Is there a record?
Well, yeah, there's a record. It's called For Lost Souls.
What is it called?
For Lost Souls.
For Lost Souls.
Like 4 people that became cats.
Right. But this is not the Fine Young Cannibals.
No, it is not.
Okay.
I wish that it was. We'd be playing out. We'd be selling out all damn day.
For Lost Souls.
Yeah.
People can pick up that record
You can
now.
pick up the record. You can see us on tour. We'll be in Kansas City in February, and then we'll be
This
at
is
South
February.
by Southwest.
This is February 19th.
Okay,
So yes.
you missed us? Then,
But in South by Southwest in a couple of weeks, you'll
yeah,
be there.
we'll be at the Continental Club on Wednesday, and then we'll be in the UK, Manchester, Leeds, London, Wales, Newport.
If there's anybody blonde in your band,
No.
otherwise you're 4 non-blondes too.
I don't get that joke,
Okay.
but I wish that I did.
Let's close up the old plug bag. Here we go.
Oh, what a
bag, it's time to open it. It's time to open the bag. 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 Open the bag. Open the bag.
All right, I want to thank our guests today, Rum Tum Tugger,
Yeah.
Nay Stanley, Hutchinson. So nice
Hutch
to
and
meet
such?
Hutch and such.
So nice to meet you, Brock Lovett. Good luck to you. Although I think you're going to be a loser who weeps.
Maybe so. But can you do this one thing for me?
What's that?
Can you tell me the name of the lead singer of Fine Young Cannibals? Because I've been trying to think of it ever since they came up.
Roland Gift. And that
Roland
is my
Gift.
Roland Gift to you, my friend.
Thank you.
And Stephanie Wittels Wach, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're going to be on Seth Meyers in about a week from today, I
That
believe.
is a true story.
That's very exciting.
Thank you.
And Morpheus, I want to
Yes.
thank you, and I want to ask you if you would please get us out of this dream world.
It'd be my pleasure. Good to see you all, and I'll see you in your dreams. Who's it?
Oh,
my God.
Oh. Hey.
Hey,
Oh, hey, I'm Scott Aukerman. I'm the host. Hey, you must be Brock.
Yeah, Brock Lovett, Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, we were just talking in your... Do you remember? We were just talking in your dream.
I never remember my dreams.
Okay, well, sorry we're out of time for the show.
What?
But,
This is outrageous.
sorry, but
I came here from the ocean.
look down in your lap and maybe there's something that will make you a little bit happier about
A
it.
slip of paper that says Roland Gift.
Oh, sorry. I thought that your heart's desire was going to be the heart of the ocean, but it looks like it was just the lead singer of the Fine Young Cannibals' name.
Bullshit.
Oh, well. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye. Thanks for listening, and don't miss the premiere of the hilarious new breakout comedy AP Bio from executive producers Seth Meyers and Lorne Michaels. AP Bio stars Glenn Howerton and Patton Oswalt, and critics call it laugh out loud funny. AP Bio premieres Thursday, March 1st on NBC. Start streaming now on the NBC app.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.